Well, hello, and welcome to AllShorts. Well, today we want to talk about Jack and Ori. No, not Jack and Ori, but it might as well be. Want to talk about what's going on with Matt Hancock, Kwasi Kwarteng, etc. and company. They got caught out. They got tripped up. Entrapment! I do apologise, but I do find it immensely funny. So, just make sure we go there, all on. Oh, nice one. I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody can hear us okay. And, hello Mad Monk 33. Hello my friend. I hope you're well. I've got my screen over there. I've swapped the cameras over. I had a bit of a mess about. So hopefully we can stay in sync. Like that, you know. I don't know. Well, that sounds, well, I've got a different cam on there. But I've moved that one over there. So that's face cam over there, and I've got a stream cam over there. There you go. Well, although the face cam's a better camera, I must be a bit sharper. But anyhow, say to me, hopefully we kind of stay in sync, and my mouth moves at the same rate. I'm going to double check. Hope everything is good. Ooh, hello Ben, hello Nick Young, and Doc Davies. I will be there in a second. I'm just scrolling up here. I haven't got the audio on, so I can't really tell. So, there's been a bit of a development this week, well, a few developments. In fact, we had Boris Johnson being under oath. I do solemnly declare that I'm going to just tell a lie and another lie and just, well, tell another lie and tell that lie. Multi-layered lies, but they'll all be the same lie. Yeah, but no, but that's what it feels like to me. I'll just tell you. Well, bring back Little Britain, I say. Oh, they have. Called Brexit. Yeah. So, yeah, Boris Johnson, he got himself, how to put it, drawn over the coals, and I don't think he gained any sympathy. No. I don't think he gained any support. No. I don't think he gained much of anything apart from looking like a complete and utter fool. But if you look at the right-wing press, they will say the opposite. They'll say, oh, well, he did very well, didn't he? Oh, didn't he just? At one point, yes, I did watch the whole thing. There's no point me, I was going to play, the whole idea was I was going to actually play the whole thing and, and talk over. It was pretty much the same thing. It's going over the same lie. Inadvertently misled Parliament. Inadvertently. Poppycock. But can I say it again and again? It got quite boring until the point where he looked like he was going to erupt. He got all angry. And that Charles Morgan geezer, he went all that pacifying, he did. He kind of calmed him down by kind of by almost saying, I know it's a tough job and all that. But yeah, those sort of calming sort of words just made him look like a brat. That's all it did. Oh my God. Everyone's falling out of love with Boris Johnson. Well, I'm talking about those on the right. Even they're falling out of love with Boris Johnson. Even his own constituency have voted him in. Or did they just vote for Tories? Maybe. He's no longer that dead cert. No matter what Kwasi Kwarteng might have said in an interview, yeah, for a nice position in a Korean company. In Korea. That doesn't exist. Anyway, I uploaded a video about, well, I say it wasn't my video, I just basically regurgitated led by donkeys. And I just thought, I'll spread the cause, and then it went mad. It's done about 80,000 views. That's a lot for me, I'll tell you. So there's I just uploaded the latest one, which is Kwasi Kwarteng, literally being interviewed. There's literally the whole interview. What I'll do is I'll play it at the end of this video, at the end of this live stream. But it's painful to watch, actually. Just so things he was saying. Well, you've probably seen it, because I think probably everybody's seen it, because yeah, Led by Donkey's video has just got absolutely loopy. Yeah, they got loads of views because, for obvious reasons, it kind of second jobs. Oh, I don't know. You want to get paid, Matt Hancock, £1,500 an hour, and then Kwasi Kwarteng wants £10,000 a month. End up a day. Then at 1 minute it was going to be dollars. Then it went to sterling. Oh, we get more for sterling. Yeah, these people. I tell you something, they're just so utterly greedy. Matt Hancock wanting 10 grand a day. Oh, you know, it's a bit cheaper than 1,500 quid an hour, I suppose. It's just unreal. And then you got Sir Graham Brady, man. You know, what's he? One who stands up at the front there when the 1922 committee stands up there. He does, reading out the votes and that to get rid of the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, etc., etc. 1922 committee. Well, he wanted 60 grand a year. He did, yeah. Then he got sent, said it was too cheap. Oh, you think it's too cheap? Well, let me know. You know, it's too cheap. Am I too cheap? Oh, for God's sake. Oh. I had to tweak the audio, though, on the videos, because the Led by Donkey's audio's had some real low bits in it. It's alright, it's just low bits, so I just upped the volume and just equalised it. But it's just, these people. And they're running this country. And they walk amongst us. It's unreal. Well, I'll play the first one in a moment because it's not quite so long anyway. It's only about 7 minutes, I think it is, in a moment. But let's see who we've got here. Now, I've got one chatty thing up over there that I have on that camera. You might be able to see it. Or it'll be too bright. Over there. Oh, just about on the end there. I'll bring one up over here, I think. I'm just going to bring up the chat, so bear with me a moment. I've got pages and pages of stuff opened up here. But yeah, it did make me tickle. I've got a million moist trackballs over here to deal with as well. Oh my God, you know, this live streaming, like, it's kind of hard work, you know. You've got to think of everything all at once. You've got to try and keep your kind, how to put it, looking at me. Okay, but maybe not. Don't do that. Don't do that again, Marks. But anyway, before I start with that, I'm just going to check, before I check the chat, I'm just going to bring the chat down. So while that's happening, we must have our token. Who the hell is this kid? He's a nutter. Oh no! Oh my God. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Oh, it's a little dance. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's getting a bit dizzy. I think he's getting dizzy. What a poor kid. I do feel sorry for him because I think, you know, he's got, you put that going viral of me doing that. Oh my God, I can't be. I look terrible. Oh, crikey. Be like me, my Womble, but my Wombles t-shirt I had, like nylon thing. I remember, was it polyester or something like that? It was a big panel on the front when I was a kid. Yeah, like Wombles. Right, oh dear me. Oh, brother boy, that's him, Joe. Hello there. Hope you're well, Joe. So who we got? Here we got Sir Larry the Cat. Oh, I laugh for giggles. Andy Burnham fined for speed. I know, not just by a little bit. What are you like, 78 and a 30 or something? It's a bit naughty. I know what it is though. It's his caterpillar eyebrows. They got in the way. They crawled over his eyeballs. He couldn't see the speedo. That's what it is. I'm telling you. No? Okay, maybe it wasn't then. Oh, yeah. What we got over here? Mad Bump, please click the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification button. It's like a reminder for me as well to press my little button. Click like and subscribe and maybe that little bell notification thingy. Because then you get a more fuzzy feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video, maybe. Well, in the next 55. Meanwhile, the pensioners get 800 quid a month if they're lucky. So yes, we have Kwarteng wanting his, well, he can't make his mind of what he wants. Actually, he doesn't know if it's going to be in sterling, if it's going to be in a dollar, if it's going to be 1,000 quid, if it's going to be, I don't know, 10,000 or whatever it might be. He couldn't make his mind up. He kind of went with the flow, really. Anyway, there's those, Matt Hancock with his 1,500 an hour, £1,500 sterling an hour, or what was it, 10 grand a day. Blooming hell. Delusions of grandeur, I reckon. Well, that microphone's a bit high. Bring it back there you go. And then you got like the junior doctors. What do they get? Well, what they want. Then you ask for 19 quid an hour. God's sake. And these people have got the cheek to tell them that, you're going to pay your eyes now because it'll push up inflation, you see. So what pushes up inflation is money filtering up and staying there, sitting there in bank accounts on some island somewhere. Just not being spent. No. Oh, here we go again. I got Yankster, got Joe, Larry the Cat, Brian Maguire, hello there, evening all, evening to you too, and Stu. Which one's the cheapest, aka budget MP? Oh my god. Which one was the cheapest budget MP? Well, who was the cheapest? Well, there was that. I think that was actually Kwasi Kwarteng until he realised that he was coming over too cheap. That just tells me that they're not that experienced, are they? Even though he says he's experienced and he can make arrangements so he can meet Boris Johnson, stuff like that. He was saying. Oh, he says he's a formidable campaigner. He goes, Boris Johnson. I suppose he is. He just lies though. That's the problem. There's no substance to it. Yeah. We all know that now. Well, most of us knew it at the time, to be fair, but, I'm talking about those who got suckered in by him. Oh, he's lying, but he's human. He's human. Oh, Gingers! Heck, I'll take 10 grand a month, so would I. I won't mind 10 grand a month. At the moment, I'm not even earning that on this. A year. Right, anyway. And Lee Bishop says, Ms. Zolan Matt. Ms. What? Hancock was just as great. Yeah, 10 grand a day. That's just nuts, isn't it? That's absolutely nuts. Hello, Karen Douglas, hope you're well. And Chatty Rat. Mellow, hello, Mellow. Boris too. Well, they got rid of him. And the man who got rid of him, or helped get rid of him, well, he carried the votes, Graham Brady, he's trying to get a bung as well from this fake company. But they feel really stupid now. Well, all their little announcements came out. Well, they did for Matt Hancock spoke out, didn't he? He said, well, I haven't done anything wrong. Love to say, yeah, look over there. They need a new dead cat, that's what they need. They need a fresh dead cat. I know, we'll get the Prime Minister to call up the England captain. That's what we'll do. Oh, that'll work. We'll stick that over Twitter. So people look at that instead. That didn't work, did it? No. I tell that because my views were good. Makes a change. Or my Kwasi Kwarteng one's doing very feeble. Yep, very feeble. Really feeble, in fact. Although there's no notifications got on that one because I've turned notifications off. Oh my god, really feeble. Really feeble, but it's just got me a subscriber. Oh, that's bizarre. Oh, anyway. I digress. So, and Bayerberg, hello there, my friend. And Bernard, yes, but no, but. Okay, I'm going too high now. Let's go down again. Right, so we know that led by donkeys. If you didn't know, you haven't seen that, we'll watch that video together in a moment. The first one. I've also got the second one here as well, which I can show you as well. But I'll do it near the end. So led by donkeys, they pretty much caught out Matt Hancock. Yeah, and it was rather revealing. I think I think it's a brilliant bit of journalism. It reminds me of the Cambridge Analytic undercover journalism with the cameras and all that. Oh my god, did anyone see my Alex Phillips video? The one who's on GB News. Oh my god, she's now she's a contestant in the Reform UK party, just like Anne Widdecombe. Yeah, just. I wonder if they're actually, because they're not, I know they're not in cabinet or technically, but they're trying to be politicians and now they're doing propaganda. More propaganda. On GB News. Oh, but don't worry, Ofcom said it's okay. Apparently. They're rewriting their rule book to suit GB News. According to the MP, John Nicholson, Scottish SNP MP. When he was confronting the head of the or the representative for Ofcom in the select committee meeting, it was painful to watch her squirm because he was asking her straightforward questions, reciting the rule book that's on their website, and then she's trying to make out that GB News is not a news channel. Well, we would agree with that. It's not a news channel, as far as we're concerned. It's a propaganda channel. But it says news everywhere all over over the web, over the website, and and also it's in the name. I think that's their giveaway. They intend, even though they're not coming over, like MP John Nicholson said, like they got wobbly cameras and stuff, all that sort of stuff. I got a wobbly camera too. Look at that. Oh, that was like GB News, and bad sound. Ooh. Although they are a lot better now than they were regarding that sort of thing. And at least Ofcom did earlier this month. Who was that again? Chris Darkins or something? He got his show, they decided his show was, find it in a minute. Their show was against the rules or something like that. Oh, here it is. And also they're aware apparently. Ofcom is saying, we are aware of ongoing comments about programmes presented by politicians. Well, the rules state that they can't be on a news channel, especially interviewing other politicians, just like Dr. Warlock, Jacob Rees-Mogg. They're walking penny farthing. They say, our job as an independent regulator is to assess due impartiality in complete programmes once they've been aired, based on the actual content of the broadcast. But no, that's not what it says on their actual... I should pull that up, shouldn't I? I have actually looked at it. But yeah, it doesn't actually say that on their rules. The rules literally state what John Nicholson was saying, that it was against the rules. No politicians, no, have their own shows, especially interviewing other politicians. No, because they've got the new rules on here. Oh, well, that's nice for them to share that. Oh, dear me, these people. They think we're fools. Read on more about the presenting here, programmes here, blah, 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 blah. No, they've changed them. And that was leaked to actual John Nicholson, that was, about somebody who, in there, they leaked it out, they did, that there's a problem. That they're rewriting the rules to suit GB News. That's pretty much it. GB News. Well, don't forget, we had GB News. Russia Today was taken off here, wasn't it? I'd say GB News is worse. These people. I don't know. So led by donkeys, they've been targeted there. Matt Hancock, didn't they? And Kwasi Kwarteng. And their latest stunt. And that was fun to watch. You saw what they did to Michelle Moan with her yacht. Happened to be in Barcelona. They found out where it was moored. So, well, they go there. Little boat they did. And they had a new name for it. And they carefully rolled it out. Making sure there's no bubbles. They applied it to a yacht. Renamed her boat from Lady M or whatever, Lady Moan or whatever it was, to Pandemic Profiteer. Yeah. Because she scammed us. She scammed the taxpayer on PPE. That was dodgy. Nuts. So, they duped the MPs, they did. It's rather quite staggering, stupid they put it out, and the amount of money that are asking for that they want to charge. Pretty Matt Hancock, huge amounts of money. Well, this activist group, they set up this fake overseas company, a website, and made it all look fairly legit. It was legit enough for them to get a response, to get some greedy MPs, Tory MPs, and Labour, and Liberal Democrat as well. So, to apply for this position. Yeah, overseas company looking for political advisors, and they contacted, let's say, number of MPs from different parties, and the ones Hancock and Kwasi Kwarteng and his fungal toe, they all and they decided, it was a good idea, let's do this, and some money, greedy little beggars. Never mind looking after the constituency. Obviously, the people don't count. They don't give a diddly squat, do they? These lot. So the former Health Secretary's day rate was revealed, and he wanted, 10 grand a day. Well, Kwasi Kwarteng wasn't prepared to settle less than $10,000 a month. Then he went, no, pounds sterling. Oh, dear me. These people are just... They're still there, though. They're still MPs. It just gets from bad to worse. It really does. So, Kwasi Kwarteng boasted that he could arrange for for foreign businessmen to meet Boris Johnson. Yeah, as he touted to be an advisor for this fake overseas company in Korea. Well, they're rather shamed, wasn't he? This chance. They bugged us all in pensions and all that. Yeah, so the bank had to put Bank of England put the bonds, 80 billion in bonds put to one side, and then it cost about 20 billion just because of what Kwasi Kwarteng and Liz Truss. Was it Liz Truss? Can't remember her real name now. Can you? She did. Yeah, I do think it's a rather.
That is a disgrace.
She's awful. Now, these people, they earn about 84 grand salary just as a constituency MP. It's a lot of blooming money in that, to be honest. It's a hell of a lot of money. And someone was arguing on, was it Ben Kentish on LBC Radio? He was saying, I think they shouldn't be allowed to have second jobs. If they don't have second jobs, they need to step down as an MP. A by-election, maybe. Kind of happened to agree. But he also said, give them more money. No. I don't... Maybe they need to be clocked in. That's what it is. I never got a huge problem with the second job thing, to be honest, as long as it's not as get silly. If it's just one second job or something, ain't too bad. Or if you've got a business or something, as long as you're not working that business. But if you are doing that, I think you need to prove that you're clocking in so many hours a week. Or tag them. Put an angle tag on them. So we know where the buggers are. So they keep going on holiday. So, that job interview, that was a made-up job interview for a Korean firm. And that old backbencher, he trumpeted his brief experience, rather brief, would you say, as Chancellor of the Exchequer. Now, he says, I would say, my generation in the UK, there are a few people who have had the breadth of experience of rigging the economy, as I have across business and politics at this level, he says. And who was he cozying up to? Odie Crispin? At the time? I just don't understand. Why aren't we on the blooming streets and rattling their cages? Oh, you're not allowed. Just madness. Just absolute madness. It really is. So, Kwasi Kwarteng was sacked as Chancellor after 38 days it was, wasn't it? Yeah, 38 days after his mini budget caused, an economic meltdown went. That sent people's mortgages, costs soaring. And then we've got inflation now, haven't we? And what they did with inflation? Well, another 0.25% last Thursday went on to the interest rates. It's 4.25% now. First time buyers, oh dear. Give up on that one. Maybe. I'll tell you what, first time buyers, remortgage your mother's house. Maybe. That might work. Oh, you have already? Oh, okay. Well, it's just unbelievable anyway. So there was Kwasi Kwarteng on tape, crediting Mr. Johnson as the best campaigner, formidable, he said, you will ever see. He didn't campaign very well last Thursday. Or was it Wednesday? I can't remember now. Anyway, when he was in front of that committee, under oath. Surprised that book didn't catch a light. Well, when the fake businessman said he was hoping to meet the ex-PM, Mr. Kwarteng, he said, I think, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. I mean, let's talk. I'll see if we can arrange that, yeah. Then he went on to say, he says, I'm not promising anything, but he is someone I know, and he's a great guy. Oh, dear. We had on Sophie Ridge, Sky News this morning, interviewing Cokehead Gove. You know Michael Gove. I actually got that clip on there somewhere. I'll show you in a moment. Yeah. Cokehead Gove is interviewing Cokehead Gove. Or she was interviewing Cokehead Gove. And he was going on about how great Boris Johnson is. Oh, he's such a fantastic guy and that. And then she showed him clips of, basically saying he isn't very good at his job. Pretty much. Hello, Lee Corn. I hope you're well. I hope I'm in sync, Lee. Am I in sync? Oh, dear me. It's just unbelievable. These Tories. I'm just going to try and find you that clip quickly. Organised, aren't I? Got masses of stuff in front of me. Why have I got Rachel Johnson on there? I didn't want Rachel Johnson. Oh, my God. No. What's happened there? Oh, dear. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's Sam Coates. Oh, here we are. There we are. And the thing is, I do need to bring it over there like so, and I haven't actually added it into my Windows capture. Right, there we go. Aha! Right, where is it going to be? Oh, it's all the way down there. I don't want it all the way over there, do I? Right, we'll just bring that up over there. Nice and big. I can't see my ugly face now. Right, is that on? Is the audio on?
I came to realise this week that for all Boris's formidable talents, I came to realise this week that for all Boris's formidable talents, he was not the right person for that task.
He's not the right person.
When you listened to Boris Johnson this week, did you think that you were right all along?
No, I served as a member of Boris's cabinet during the time that he was Prime Minister.
Little runt,
I think that as Prime Minister, he did a very good job for this country.
Do you think he was a man of integrity, or is a man of integrity?
I think that Boris is someone who puts the country first, yes.
So you think he's a man of integrity?
Yes. I came to realise this week that for all Boris's formidable talents, he was not the right person for that task.
When you listened to Boris Johnson this week, did you think
is that
you were
right? Formidable talents. We say he's got formidable talents. I say he's got formidable talents. Hoodwinking people. But the thing is, it's not about that. It's about personality. And then my brother-in-law was like that. Yeah. He was, how to put it, a likeable rogue until you're the one he kind of like... Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Just likeable, but... Not really. Not when you once you realise what they're really like. There's no substance to these people, really. They're quite very shallow. And they go with the wind. Boris Johnson certainly did that. But we're cottoned on to you now. Alexander, Boris, the Faithful Johnson. We all know what you really like. That we do. Now, Sam Coates said something that's quite interesting. I thought it was quite interesting anyway. He was talking on... Carol Vorderman's tweeting again. Yeah, he was talking on Sky. He thinks we're getting close to the date being announced for a general election. He thinks the planets are aligning or something. He didn't quite say that, but it's kind of... okay, we'll get into that in a moment. I'll just check chat. Oh. Scheming cocaine rat. That's exactly what he is. Hello, Duke Vengeance. I hope you're well, my friend. Maybe they love each other. Oh, maybe. That might be the case. Yeah. Who thinks that Michael, or Cokehead Gove, and Alexander Boris the Johnson still like to do a bit of, I don't know, Chase the Dragon or whatever it's called, I don't know. A bit of white powder, a bit of cocaine. I won't be a bit surprised. There's actually been times recently when Gove's eyes all like dilated, or mine probably are at the moment because I'm tired, but his eyes were all dilated, it looks pretty rough. And sweaty. And what is that? Let's talk about sweaty. You know, Dominic Raab, the sweaty one. Well, no, that's also Prince Andrew, but don't worry about Prince Andrew, he's writing a book. Yes, it's memoirs, an autobiography. I think it's going to be called Spare 2. Or it should be. Maybe. Dear. Well, anyway. Sam Coates, let's see what he had to say. But he's thinking things are aligning, you see. It's coming in, for... Like, he's getting the feeling, he's getting the jitters. Like a pre-election feeling he's getting. That's what he said. Okay, let's show you. Oh, there's Sam Coates. I quite like Sam Coates, actually. Seems okay. Oh, up again. There we go. Why always have been different positions?
With the government putting forward antisocial behaviour plans, Labour laying into broadcasters and effectively a deep look once again at MP second earnings, it just feels like we're heading for an election. All of these things tend to happen as a parliament draws to a close. That's exactly what you're getting this morning with crime and antisocial behaviour being the focus of one party, quite how it's all reported being the focus of the other, and MPs' earnings being front and centre.
Oh, well, there you go. It has to be said. Maybe it's true. Maybe we are heading for a date, at least, for a general election. I wonder what date they pick. They're going to pick a date that nobody else is going to want to turn up to. It's going to be cold or wet or dark or something. It'll be just the old people voting. The Tory votes. But as far as leaders concerned, it looks like Richie Sunak's moving a little bit up the pecking order. Oh dear. But I still don't think he's going to... No. There's more to happen and there's more pain for people to feel, so I can't see it. I can't see the party as a whole pulling us out of this mess. Oh, you can't anyway. There's no getting out of this mess until you accept the fact what's causing it. You know what I'm going to say? Yeah. There's. But I did tell you so. I did. Anyway, yes. So, unless you accept the problem, the cause, well, then you can't deal with it, can you? And just dead catting and then I don't know, straw man arguments and stuff like that, and just going around the old gooseberry bush. You're never going to come up with solutions because you never accept what the causes are. So that's impossible. And that's why, if Labour thinks they're going to fail on Brexit, Labour will fail on Brexit, I'm sure of it. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, I will be voting for Labour. It's not a tactical vote either. I suppose it is semi-tactical, because otherwise I'd probably be voting for Greens. I would love the Greens to get in, but a lot of their MPs are a little bit too tree-huggy. And, you know, I get the environment stuff, obviously. I'm no denier, obviously, as you probably already know. But it's just,
you have accepted the truth.
Right, my God, cheers, my friend. Excellent. Oh, here's a bit of corruption for you. I'm sorry, is it 10 grand? Is it $10,000? I mean, sterling. You'll have to keep this channel going. But unfortunately, I have a very long day of work, so I have to go to bed. Oh, no, sorry, my friend. Oh, don't need me, Brian. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, it does make a huge difference, because obviously I can't, and there's no way I could do this without it, to be honest. And obviously, this kind of support helps support the channel. It just keeps it going. So, yeah, it is very much appreciated. Thanks, Brian. Dear Larry, Sir Larry the Cat says, Gove is telling people not to sniff laughing gas. That's rich. That's very rich. And I think this is a problem, because it's, I think they need, you can't even ban it. How can you just ban it? Is it nitrous oxide? Not nitrous oxide. It's used in industry, not just big industry. I mean, like, you know, small businesses use it. You're going to make life flippin' difficult. Now, when we used to, you know, my business, we used to buy a lot of chemicals and that. Well, yeah, before I realised they're dangerous. And, well, obviously they were dangerous, but, you know what I mean? Like glyphosate, stuff like that, those sort of chemicals. And individuals couldn't buy these things off the shelf, not the commercial stuff. And so you had to get, you know, I had a PA, the PA certificate for spraying and what have you. Well, we had a couple in the company. PA 6, which is boom spraying. Anyway, we just go and pick up these chemicals from the, in this case, what's it? Frontier, SAS, Frontier, something. Anyway, it's a company that sells all chemicals and feed and all sorts of stuff for farming industry. They're cold chemicals. Anyway, we got up there and pick the stuff up, but you got to be certificated. You couldn't just go and get the stuff. No. But also you have to, yeah, we're a limited company at that time, so we just go up there and get this stuff, plus we had the certificates anyway. So is that what they'll do with this? They say ban it, but it's everything they say is very, the language they use has no detail. Never has any detail. Just like it was regarding the child, providing extra funding for 9 months to up to 3 years, and then obviously the 3 years to 5 or whatever it might be. But there's no detail. In fact, it's just going to completely, it's going to damage the actual industry. But same with this. You can't just ban it. You got to have provisions there so the industry can still get hold of it. The fact that, but also you got to remember, where are these kids getting it from? They're getting it from flipping corner shops, corner stores. Well, it was a little bit of an undercover video. They took them around the back. That might be on Sky or Channel 4 or something. And they took them around the back of the shop. They found these bottles of nitrous, I don't know, but that big bottles of nitrous oxide. So it wasn't the little tiny ones that you use for when you pump your tyres up on your bikes and stuff. And so the big cans of nitrous oxide, and he's also handing over all the extra, like the balloons and stuff they were using. So yeah, that's the problem. But the problem is it's all going to go underground, isn't it? It's like the drugs as a whole will go underground. Makes it a bigger industry. The prices will go up. Oh dear. It's just like heroin. You get your codeine, don't you? So, not heroin. I'm talking about morphine. Heroin. Peace. No. I can honestly say I've never done that. Anyway, Chatty Rat says the easiest way to control a product is to ban its use with exceptions for use in specific instances. It limits the scope for loopholes. Yeah. Then you've got some legislation in place, and I imagine it's fairly legislated anyway, I'd have thought. But it's probably been bought through the shops and stuff like that as wholesalers and stuff. I think it's also used in ice cream machines and $P. I did see something on here a minute ago. Somebody new, PJG. Something to pajamas or something, I don't know. He says the UK will join the CPTPP. That is a concern. If that happens, British farming is over. It's pretty much over now. It's the start of it. If the UK joins that, the thing is, we can't produce enough to export, but they can produce enough to export. We'll just be hiding to nothing. Be completely, if you're talking about Pacific countries, farming be absolutely, I'll be buggered. We can't compete. It's the costs. The cost of producing stuff in the United Kingdom is more expensive than it is in these countries because And it's not as though we're going to be joining, having the United States deal anytime soon. And remember, the United States, it left the original CPTP, whatever it was, originally. That's due to intellectual property rights or something. And the United States pulled out from it. So the CPTPP, they've reorganised it, tried to win back the United States, I imagine. But Joe Biden said he doesn't want any. He wants to sort his own problems out first. Walking down the steps without falling over might be a start. Poor Biden. Oh, crikey. Imagine Trump getting back in. But, what was it, last week? Donald Trump telling everybody on his own social media, Truth Social or something that's called? Something like that. A bit like a Twitter type thing. Or some kind of... Anyway, he's put on there saying that he's going to be arrested on Tuesday. He hasn't been arrested yet, has he? But you can donate. He sent out loads of emails to people. He's on his mailing list. Get them to donate a couple of dollars or something like a couple of dollars. But it's going out to millions of people. He's not winning them over like he did last time, though. It's just like Boris Johnson, isn't it? They're all hopefully they're going to wake up. You're going to get the rednecks, aren't you? You're going to get the, I'm talking Ginger's nose a few. Where he lives. Well, yeah, you're going to get through of those, aren't you? They're going to be hardliners, toted up with their guns and their tasers so they can taser their, jeebus. That's like at Capitol Hill, that guy. I just can't get over that. I think I mentioned it last week as well, but this guy went into Capitol Hill with the guy with the horns, and whatever his name was, Joel or Joe or whatever, I don't know. He went in with the horns, and the other guy went in there with all, his guns and stuff. He had a taser down his down his belt. He accidentally tasered his balls. Yeah, he accidentally, those things down there. Actually, talk about balls. What do you think about it? There you go, here's some.
Do you remember the days when people like Nick Clegg would say that Nigel Farage's claims about an EU army are fictional and that it's a dangerous fantasy? Well, we've seen that the EU has now launched its own guard, its own armed guard that'll police its border. Why, if it didn't have aspirations of being a political and economic union with its own armed guard?
Oh, well, I don't know about you. That hasn't happened. Well, this video, this clip is from almost 2 years ago now. And he's trying to make out they got of the EU army and all that, you see. Might be over 2 years ago now, actually. Crafty what's it? Yeah, him. He was on GB News the other day. And they got that Calvin guy. My God, Calvin Robinson, what the earth is going on there? He's gone full-on nut job. I have to admit, it was quite funny watching him being, almost accosted by protesters saying, fake pastor or fake vicar or something, I don't know. And then he got turned down by the church. Yeah, they said, no, I don't want you. Oh, you're a nutter. So now he's gone full-on against them now. So he's in retaliation. Jealousy of those who got in there. I'm not allowed in, but why are they? Frontex is an army. I know. It's just a border force, is all it is. Look, they got their uniforms. Oh God! Some mothers do have them, you know. Well, just like Jim Davison. Oh my God, he's gone full on nut job as well. I think he was on GB News the other day as well. Yeah, I do. Well, someone's watched GB News only for comedy. That's a good point. Actually, it makes me wonder sometimes. You see, they've got all these followers, all these people watching. Are they watching for the new so-called news content, or are they watching for the comedy factor? It makes me wonder. I reckon so. I'm a bit surprised they're watching for the comedy factor, because that's what I do. I'd also get little snippets for my videos. I've got a question for you, actually. It's a bit of a tricky one for me, because... All right, Casper. It's a bit of a tricky one for me, because as you might have noticed, I've uploaded a lot of videos in the last few days, and this last week, some days I've done 10, 11, 12 videos. Some of them are admittedly only shorts, so they're like come from my original videos, and some of them, in some cases, more than that, actually. And, but the videos with me don't do so well. Are you trying to tell me something? Oh God, not him again. That's what it is, isn't it? Oh my God. That's what it feels like. I had a tear in my eye, I did. Nobody loves me. No, but it's just, I've been doing a lot of mashups recently. And also sort of practice my sort of video skills and stuff. I'm trying to get the old cuts in the right places and stuff like that. We put the videos together. And then sort of when you're actually making the video and when using the software and what have you, doing all your cuts and I start with my main part of my video, what the video is going to be about. So that might be a clip that I've downloaded, that I've got through OBS and whatever downloaded, and then I'll look at that and say, okay, well that goes with that, that goes with that, I'll cut that, and just it takes a bit of time. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. But I try to keep that flow, and when people watch, I want people to think. You know what I mean? I'm probably failing miserably, aren't I? But those sort of videos have been doing quite well, or well-ish, okay-ish, I would say. Because none of my videos have been doing that brilliant, apart from the one that I put up yesterday from Led by Donkeys, which are absolutely brilliant. They are so good at what they do. Whoever comes up with their ideas and the planning behind what they do. I mean, that video with the fake company, which we'll play in a moment. It's just getting the right people to make that work. Anyway, am I still in sync? Because I wasn't last week, was I? I know what to call it now. It's actually to do with this camera here. Now, this particular camera, which is, as you see, it's not sharp, it's a nicer camera. But I can't use it on 60 frames per second. I'm just getting it technical today. 60 frames per second, because I can't use it, because the computer's not fast enough. I need a new computer. I have to use, I can't get the right set. I can't use the settings in 30 frames per second. So I have to pay to that. So I had swapped over to this one, which looks okay. It's a bit softer. But c'est la vie. Things that bug me, you see. Yeah. I'm a bit. Oh yeah. I'm a bit anal with that. So there was that. That was that one. Oh, let's call that. Oh, it looks so okay. Let's bring that back over here. All right. That. Right. Right. I'll tell you, there's a lot of racism at the moment, isn't there? All over the shop at the minute. It's quite sad to see. Now, this is when Ben Kentish. He was saying that I mentioned it a moment ago regarding. Oh, very good. Cheers, very good. Very kind of you. No, CP, TPP must happen. I have enough popcorn for that. That's supposed to keep me in business as well. Oh, keep the Brexit disaster going, because I'll plenty to. You know what? I really don't want to. I want an end. I'd rather do about environmental issues, to be honest. Seems more important in many ways, because it's just comedy factor. Brexit is just like a rolling comedy where people are suffering. So it's not, yeah. There again, we do laugh at people when they break a leg. They'll go break a leg, we say, don't we? So, yeah. So it's not really comedy, is it? No, not really. It's disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. Our GDP now is the same as our debt. So the debt's caught up with the GDP. Well, the GDP's come down and the debt's gone up. They're met in the middle. That's crazy. Got the weakest economy, the G7. Highest inflation. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but they do mention these politicians. They say the inflation in France is, in Europe, they go, is or the 8.5% or something still. So we are a little bit ahead and what have you. But they never do individual countries, because obviously certain countries aren't doing so well as like France and what have you. And then, yeah, regarding keeping inflation down. Now I put that down to the energy. Buying the rest of the shares in the UDF, you know, is was a very good idea. But Macron will not gain no favours for that. Not at the moment. They all want to burn him at the stake. They're burning everything else. And quite frankly, it's a bit sad. That was down that Bordeaux or somewhere where they're damaging buildings. That's heritage. I don't understand why you'd want to do that. To me, that's stupidity. But what they don't tell you is the right-wing press don't tell you, because, you know, people shout the loudest, get the message across, don't they? There's actually, I didn't realise this, but there is still a majority where people saying that. So there's still majority support for Macron, according to polls and stuff, and the actual they're using the parliamentary thing as an excuse. Now, I don't know if you remember the Gilly Dawn when the Gilly Dawn started. When it was quite innocent at the beginning. Some lady started her protests, and it was innocent. But the right wing grabs hold of it, they weaponise it, and then she literally left it. She said, "No, I don't want to do with this." Woman who started did a protest in a little yellow vests, and it made sense. Even I went out on a motorbike and have you with them, you know. But then it all went a bit crazy, went so far to the right. It wasn't really about the people. It was about causing disruption and paving the way for Marine Le Pen. Which as soon as I realised that's it. I'm off. I don't want any of that. Definitely not. And this kind of what's happening with Macron. You know, because it's obviously Parliament, just skip Parliament. It's quite normal to do. It's been done several times, not just by Macron. It's been done several times all the way along. It's a normal process, not normal procedure. Where they skip Parliament. I still think that's a bit of a crazy idea. Especially with doing something with pension reforms and that, when the people are really up again, they're not happy about it. But remember, it's only what was that from 62 to 64 or something. Another 2 years. Well, by the time that actually happens, it'll be 68 in the UK. Is it 68 in the UK? Something I can't remember now, to be honest. We'll be all wrinkly and kind of, all our joints gone. Not everybody's fortunate to have a healthy retirement. If you work like I did in the flipping construction industry all your life, you're buggered by the time you get to retirement age. Your muscles, your bones, everything, joints. Carpal tunnel. Both hands. Just wrecks you. Hard graft, That's why women, they live longer. Although saying that, when was such much when I was starting to see more and more women in the trades. But on the whole, no, it's nearly all men. There's no reason why, obviously why women shouldn't be in the trade. So why the hell not? But it wasn't. I don't blame them. I've been doing that all my life, and I'm quite, working the tools. And apart from the woodworking, I didn't. I've always enjoyed woodwork, especially in the workshop. But the laying bricks in the winter and stuff like that. Oh my God! And thank God for glazer's gloves. The amount of times I went home with no skin on the tips of my fingers laying bricks. I tell you, it's not pleasant. And laying bricks with flipping great big leather gauntlets on. You can't feel anything. You got no sense. You got you tap your brick down, have you to the line, and so you often I was working with gloves on. But when the old glazers gloves, they're like the rubber ones with the cloth backs and stuff. When they start to come out and start becoming more accessible, that's what we used for laying bricks. They were perfect. Got through them quite quickly, a couple of pairs a day, but it don't matter. Oh, so anyway, Ben Kentish, he said this, he did. Before I play it though, I'm just going to check the chat. I'm trying to keep up with the chat today, if I can. Come back. Right, what we got here? Peter says, even Le Pen has long given up on trying to take France out of the EU. You've got to look across the war. That destroys governments. Definitely, and obviously, prime ministers or presidents. You think what's happened in the UK? How many prime ministers have we got through since Brexit? And Cameron, him and his pigs. Who said that? Somebody said Oh my God, that was Tice's missus, wasn't it? Got a name now. But anyway, so, about when he was in student or something about a love affair with a pig. But anyway, that's probably not true, to be fair. She couldn't back it up. She said a reliable source, she said. So anyway, Britney Spears. I think people that had the Britney Spears had reduced their life expectancy. But what? So I'm off track there. Oh yeah, Prime Minister President. So we had Cameron, didn't we? Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss. Because Brexit has undermined everything. Because they can't make anything work. They, whether it be Northern Ireland Protocol. Well, Wind's framework now, but can't even send our flippin' our king. On your bow, don't you? Bow. You got a bow. Yeah, you got a bow. I'll curtsy. For, what was that? King Charles III. With his sausage fingers. Yes, him. Can't even visit France. No. What a stupid idea, anyway. We'd be flipping to hang people like that. No, we don't. We chop their heads off. Oh, that would be funny if it happened, wouldn't it? Could you imagine it? Oh my God, all the right wings will be out there. It'd be war. Probably would, actually. I suppose you can't really go around, guillotine people, really. I could make you one. I could build you a guillotine. No, it's hydraulic guillotine. Hydraulic, more compact, you see. That big tall thing, you can't really put on a tray. You can't get that. The bridges are too low and stuff, you see. So, with the compact one, do it hydraulic. A bit slower, I have to admit. A bit like a log splitter. That'd do the job. Oh, there. Mad Monk. Oh, Vertigo. Hello, Vertigo. Just saying that you are so young. Oh, I remember Britney Spears. Oh, her father done her over, didn't he? Keep her locked up. She's a nutter. I think there's a documentary coming out about her. Something I saw a glimpse of. Lefty Boat. Hello there, Lefty Boat. I hope you're well. I hope you're not rocking too much on that boat. I tell you, politics are certainly rocking. It's just gone flippin' loopy. They're all flippin' lost their minds. Been taken in by a fake company. Why wouldn't you do your recce? Wouldn't you see if the actual company actually exists? Where anyone could put a website up, for God's sake. What about testimonies? You're the Chancellor, or was the Chancellor of the Exchequer for 38 days. Matt Hancock, you were the... Oh my God. How many times he got caught out? WhatsApp messages, for instance. They're nutters. They're all nutters. All lost their minds. They really have. Common sense. Like I said, common sense is no longer common. So, yeah, Golden Girl. I think the people that had the Britney Spears have reduced their life expectancies, Goldie Girl. Even the Pen has given up on... yeah, what's that one already? There she has. At the moment. If she gets support votes, that'll be up there again. She'll be going on about it. But she knows us. People don't want that disruption. They want to calm things down. Unfortunately, not in the United Kingdom. Oh, dear. You got the ERG kicking off again now, haven't you? You got that little run. What's his name? Mark Francois. You know, Colonel Pickering, whatever his name is. Oh yeah, him. He's I don't like this. No, yeah, it's from Windsor Framework. To be honest, you look at the detail. It still looks like the EU still has a huge amount of control of what goes on. They're excluded by lots of bits of it, but on the whole. They already raised our retirement age and our lifespan is dropping. That's because you keep shooting each other. Gingers. In the United States, they just like drive-bys and stuff. I've seen those movies. Joya says the manifestations and strides are normal in a democracy. In fact, they are the reason why we all have a say in what is happening in our retrospective countries. I know, it's just... We don't have a proper democracy, and especially in the United Kingdom. Do we really? We have a House of Lords. They are unelected. We didn't put them there at all. They pretty much bought the way in there. And then they go on about, I don't know, the EU Commission and all that. People voted for Nigel Farage, as mad as it might seem, but they did. They were the biggest party in there. The Brexit party. It was the biggest party in there. Because people voted for them. I just want, what was it again? Something about... Oh, what was that? That's it. That's that. Something to do with that one.
Let's get Brexit done.
What a load of baloney. Painful. Anyway, listen to Ben Kentish. I did say, and I keep forgetting. There you go. Ben Kentish. Oh, what are you doing all the way up there, Ben? I quite like Ben Kentish, but I don't necessarily agree what he's saying regarding giving the old Tories more money. Well, I suppose all politicians, I suppose. They get enough as it is. And if they're not doing their jobs... So not.
Now, here's what I would do. I would overnight, absolutely, right from now, from tomorrow, ban all second jobs from MPs that aren't a key part of their work as an MP. And yes, I think, to be honest, that includes those that work in jobs like the NHS. Because my view is it's such an important role, being one of our 650 elected representatives in Parliament, that if you are finding time to do more work on the side, then you're not doing that job properly. If you want to do other work, if you want to go and make a lot of money, fine, stand down as an MP. But what I would also do, and this might be more controversial, is give those MPs, all of them, a massive pay rise. I would probably almost double their pay.
No!
Because at the same time, if we want to ban MPs from doing second jobs, and I think we should, we also want to make sure that it remains an appealing and attractive profession for people who have been successful in other industries and might right now be making a lot more than they would get as an MP. We want to attract the best of the best from business, from law, from public services, from finance, from other professions and industries. And I think, yes, that means paying MPs more at the same time as saying you cannot do any other work for money. I wonder if you agree.
Would that include banning lobbying? Because that's where they make more of their money. They're in the thought that, let's get rid of that, just saying. The idea that they're there to help people. They might have had all these kind of, how to put it, near-death experience kind of moments where, I need to do something for the people and all that. I'm going to be an MP. I can give something back and all that. Well, no. Yeah, it might have started off that way. But it soon turns when they see the money. When they get the bribes coming across their way, about lobbying. Just like the second jobs. Some fake Korean company. And it's not going to stop. Paying them more money is making any difference. The reason they're there is because they can manipulate policy. Why do you think Richie Sunak's the Prime Minister? He's not there to be Prime Minister. It's not for the wage, is it? We just saw his tax summary, which is, well, that was fake. Well, I say it's fake. It was actually his tax summary, but got blind trust in the United States, which basically holds assets on his behalf and buys and sells those assets without his, without him doing anything, apparently. And then he takes dividends. As far as we know, that blind trust could be investing in all sorts of places. We already know that Richie Sunak is already, well, as far as I'm concerned, he's a criminal. He's already profiteering on Russia. You know. Although one particular company, Leroy Merlin's, is actually, I say they're pulling out of Russia, they're not. But they've handed it over to, or they're going to hand it over to the counterparts in Russia. But they're still going to be earning money from it. Obviously, they're not just going to give it away. They might sell it, but that's not what's being reported. So these people that we've got in government, they're there for one reason, really, to manipulate policy so they can make more money. Water companies, for instance, why haven't they dealt with that? They haven't dealt with it because there's too much money at play. Ofcom, stooges. That's what they run that place. BBC, stooges running that place. You know, it's just the whole thing is a network of lies and cheats and deceit. Plenty of cheats. I see that. Oh, hang on. I see that you withdrew it. What I withdrew? Oh, riots in France since people there care about their lives while Britons accept being led into authoritarian. The only problem is, I'd say what I've seen here, they're provoked by the right, the hard right, egged along, you know. Oh, let's light some tyres. That's what it feels like to me. It kind of because it is a legitimate cause. You know, their concerns are legitimate. But then the right wing, they just want to cause disruption. It's almost like, it's just like I don't know, China or Russia. They like to see democracy fail because it feeds their cause, or their modus operandum. Communism, or it's communism and capitalism sort of mixed in together, and I don't know. It's bizarre. Scroll down. And there you go! Hello there, my friend. Hope you're well. Why, if Ofcom banning all foreign-owned TV stations except for GB News? Well, you're talking about RT News, aren't you? As in Russia Today. Yeah, they banned that one. But GB News, which is, if I remember rightly, some Saudi company owns it. Is basically the major investor for GB News. If you ask me, I don't think news outlets should be owned by foreign entities. Some countries have rules and laws to state that. And also, just having dual nationality shouldn't be enough. You should have, like, I don't know, your place of birth, maybe. You pledge allegiance. Otherwise, you get people. You get the Keith Rupert Murdochs of the world, don't you? News Corp. You know, which is like talk radio. Oh my God, that's another one. And I was watching. I uploaded a video actually. So I think it's a smaller one up. It was an interview with Johnson. He's like an autobiographer he writes for the Crown and what have you, for the royal family. And it's going on about after the coronation of King Charles the third. Got a mouthful on that. And saying about grabbing the baby, or not baby, Archie, blowing Archie up with pretty much what he said. The candles on the cake, because it's his birthday as well, you see. Harry's little boy. And then got on about holding them over the balcony like Michael Jackson did. It's just... They wonder why. They wonder why Meghan and Harry decides, well, I'm bugging this, I'm out here. And no longer support the Crown. Well, a few more to go, but, you know, at least they're through the nest. Through the coop. The RT was blocked. Oh, it was blocked as well, wasn't just banned. Oh, I'm on the wrong thingy. Oh, no, come back. Got too many mice. So, yeah. RT News. It's Russia Today. Some of their programmes were actually okay, but there was definitely propaganda on there. Look who they had on there. Oh, my God. The guy who pretended to be a cat. Big Brother. I've got his name there. My mind. I've losing my mind. I am. Oh, okay. Seriously, Mark. I was looking up Senator Whitehouse and dark money, and it's the biggest eye opener you ever see. Says just saying. Okay, I'll write that down. I'll write it down and I'll look that up. So Senator Whitehouse. Yeah. The thing is, it's not even dark money with these lot, is it? These Tories, they're so flipping in your face. It just they're getting away with it, so they no longer hide it. They thought, why hide it? Doesn't matter. Just say, look over there, another dead cat for you. Oh look, someone just found a baby over the balcony. So, you know, else. Oh, on the wrong screen again. Hello, Anstey, 55. Galloway, that's it. Oh, Galloway. Oh my good yarn. Oh man. Oh, he does like his hat. He looks like a sinister character. Can't remember the film, but there's a film like a demon geezer. He's going with a hearse and mummy grabbing bodies and embalming them and say these little weird demons. I can't remember what's called now. It's an fairly old film. Hello, Leacorn. I know you were there all along. Just like Yancey. Was it Yancey? Yancey 55 yet? I don't know. Yeah, RT was promoting pro-Kremlin propaganda. Yeah, but not all their shows. It's just like they do with GB News. Although GB News just says, oh my God, it's gone from Luby. Oh, gone Luby. It is Luby. Starbucks getting worse. Has anyone been seen any of the shows by Jacob Rees-Mogg? Painful. Really painful. But I have to do it, you see. It's about the greater good. You've got to know some things, you see. Anyway, RT was a throwback to the communist era Radio Moscow. Ah, didn't know that. Thank you for that. Chat you rat. Why is my anger so angry, says Duke Vengeance. Are you like this? No? I hope not. You have a seizure. Are you back on Twitter? Flawskin says, hello Flawskins, 'tis a gig economy. 'Tis a gig... What? Is it like 'tis was? Keep rowing ye swabs. What? What are you trying to say there? Artists promoting Kremlin propaganda. Yeah, right, my friend. Yeah, Senator Whitehouse. Track how dark when it goes. Shell company to Shell company. Oh, is it Kwasi? What's his name? There's an American Asian geezer who's an economist. He basically he tries to invest just in debt. You don't have money, just debt. So, if you have money, it's not working for you. You just have debt. And he basically says, in one of his quite prolific videos actually, he's basically just keep them poor. He says, keep them poor. 3-word slogan for you. Keep them poor. That'll be on the podium. That'll be the Tory podium. It will. Anyway, I want to go. Yeah, let's have a look at this video. I'll tell you what. You probably all watched the first one, didn't you? The trailer one. Should we do the quasi-quad? I think vote. If you haven't might not have seen it, shall we do the first one, as in the led by donkeys video clip, or the quasi-Kwarteng? Because they're uploading the actual full interviews. It's a bit of an eye opener. They both are, to be fair. Oh, sod, I'll do both. I've got them on there, but not all at once. No, because it'll be too long. It'll take too long. Okay, let's do it. Okay.
So we were wondering, do you have a daily rate at the moment?
I do. Yes, it's 10,000 sterling.
This is Seoul, home to the headquarters of Hancock Consulting, a South Korean company with plans to expand into the UK and Europe. And this is Soo-yeon Lee, the company's Vice President of External Affairs. She's trying to recruit British MPs to join the company's International Advisory Board and has been conducting job interviews on Zoom.
Can you see me?
No, I can't see you yet.
There we go.
Hello?
Oh, hello there. Nice to meet you.
Good morning, how are you? Great, hi, how are you?
What these MPs don't know is that Hancock Consulting doesn't actually exist. It's been entirely made up by led by donkeys. It has no headquarters, there's no advisory board, no clients, no money and no staff. Oh, and Soo-yeon Lee is an undercover reporter.
I'm Anthony Barnett, and for many years I've been investigating the financial interest of politicians of all main parties. I was approached by Led by Donkeys to help them conduct an experiment after the recent scandals over MPs and their second jobs. In the middle of a cost of living crisis, when people need their MPs more than ever, would a serving Member of Parliament still consider taking a job furthering the interests of a foreign company on top of their constituency duties? And how much would they want to be paid?
Second jobs have been in the news a lot in recent years. The Owen Paterson scandal shook the House of Commons. Former Attorney General Sir Geoffrey Cox faced criticism for earning hundreds of thousands of pounds working as a lawyer. And then Matt Hancock took a six-figure sum to go into the jungle. Even Rishi Sunak said he was outraged at that, throwing Hancock out of the Conservative Parliamentary Party.
I've been very clear that I was very disappointed with the decision he made. I think there's lots for us all to be getting on with at this time, and that's what I think people should be focused on.
It's not against parliamentary rules for MPs to have second jobs or third jobs, and there are no restrictions on how much they can earn. In fact, some claim MPs having second jobs brings important experience
bollocks
into the House of Commons. But a clear majority of the public think it's wrong for serving MPs to also work for private companies. And while successive governments have promised action on MPs' outside interest, little appears to have changed. Dozens of MPs now earn lucrative fees from second jobs, and as long as they don't lobby for those that pay them or provide paid parliamentary advice, they're not breaking any rules. And maybe that's the problem.
Now Led by Donkeys wanted to know if the recent backlash around MP second jobs had changed anything.
There was only one way to find out.
Oh, and didn't they? Absolutely brilliant to see. So Oh, I don't know if I can bring it off there. Ah, that's a good point. If I click that, does it... Oh no, it's still there. Oh, that's handy. It's still there. The idea that they can get their more experience for having second jobs. They should have the experience before they end up in that job. And if they're doing their job, they'll have the experience. Especially looking after the constituency. I know that you talk about ministers as well. But half those ministers are not experienced in the job. What are you going to try and tell me? That what does Theresa Goffey? What's she know about the the environment? Nothing. She eats it instead.
So.
Oh, I did go back to the beginning. Okay, let's start again.
Yes, we needed a name for our fake business. We chose Hanson Consulting from South Korea. We knocked up a website describing ourselves as a boutique advisory firm providing tailored and holistic consultancy services, whatever that means. And then we added some testimonials from non-existent clients who wax lyrical about how brilliant we are at doing whatever it is that we do. Then we paid a few £100 for a fake virtual office, and just like that, Hanson Consulting was formed. It just needed some British MPs for its International Advisory Board. We scrutinised the parliamentary register where MPs list their financial interests, and we examined their track records. We approached 20 MPs in total. Because the vast majority of MPs' outside income is earned by Conservative members of Parliament, we contacted 16 Tories, 2 Labour, 1 Lib Dem and 1 Independent MP. We emailed asking if they were interested in joining our International Advisory Board from April as we expanded into the UK and Europe. We said we wanted them to attend 6 board meetings a year in the UK, Europe and South Korea, in person or virtually, and to be available for one-off meetings. And we made it clear we wanted them for their political backgrounds to provide expert insight to help our clients navigate the shifting political, regulatory and legislative frameworks in the UK and Europe. We sent the emails to their parliamentary offices, sat back and waited. 12 MPs didn't get back to us, 2 politely declined, 1 expressed interest and went quiet, but 5 were interested enough to find time in their diaries for an exploratory meeting.
And soon enough we were conducting job interviews with some well-known faces keen to work for our fake foreign company.
We would like to talk about arrangements of fees. I mean, do you have a daily rate?
Yeah, I mean, a yearly rate.
Yes.
I mean, I would say as an MP, obviously I don't need to earn a king's ransom, but I would do anything less than for about $10,000 a month.
So he says $10,000 a month.
Dollars or pounds?
Well, pounds sterling.
Oh, is it worth more?
Sterling's okay. 10,000 pounds a month.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds.
What sort of ballpark are you looking at?
Actually,
I can't believe you said that. Oh, I can't believe it. It's just so unprofessional, though. It's just unreal, isn't it? The thing is, though, these people, right? They just don't know how to use a camera. We're always a flippin' dark. You know. Most mobile phones, if they're using the phones, they're obviously just using the web camera on their laptops. And it just looks rubbish. That's for any company. That's like for me. It'd be well, you don't really know what you're doing, or you don't care.
we were looking into. I mean, this is just a number that's in front of me. I put it down in my memo, so I'm just looking into it. So actually, we were looking into 8,000 to 12,000 pounds a day.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. That'll do. All right, there's more money in it. I'll have that. To be honest, if the interviewee is hearing that from the interviewer, wouldn't you say to yourself, there's something a bit fishy about this? Why would they pay more money? What?
Okay. How many days a month is that?
I mean, we have 6 board meetings, but it's just that.
Okay.
There will be more days back and forth. So
yeah, we're not a million miles off. Yeah, okay. I mean, 8 to 10,000 a day. That's fine. But I'm thinking if there are 12 days that I do a year, that's.
Sit up, man. We can't see your face.
12. That's The numbers we can work with the numbers, but yeah, 8 to, yeah.
Hourly rates. Maybe. I mean, do you have any number in mind that you were thinking?
Well, around 1,500.
1,500?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a daily rate in mind at this case?
I don't know about a daily rate. I suppose.
This is Sir Graham Brady. He's the head of the 1922 committee. He's the one who has to give the announcement when the prime ministers are being pushed out, such as Liz Truss or Boris Johnson or or Theresa May. Not David Cameron, because he left of his own accord. He said he was going to bugger off if people vote for Brexit, and they did. So he did. So he went. He said, "Oh, I don't fancy this. This is going to be a mess." He knew. He said he went to work for start lobbying with Greensill and what have you, and that cost him a lot of money doing that. But also Credit Suisse.
Seeing your approach and the kind of expectations you have, I was thinking something like £60,000.
£60,000. Oh.
As an annual rate.
Okay.
If you think that's far too cheap, let me know.
Over the next few days, join
Who says that?
me and Led by Donkeys as we reveal what those 5 senior MPs said in their job interviews with Hancock Consulting. Interviews in which they expressed interest in becoming well-paid board members and attending company meetings in the UK, Europe and South Korea.
Sir Gavin Williamson turned us down during the job interview, but the 4 other MPs had all been happy to go forward to the next stage.
Well, particularly if I'm going to Korea, I'd expect to be compensated for that.
Yes, definitely. We will arrange all the compensations and all that. So
yeah, I mean, I'm 10,000 a day, and I'd invoice it each day. I wouldn't expect a regular retainer, but we could do it that way as well.
So £10,000 a day.
Yeah.
Blimey. What can he say, really? And this video's gone pretty mad on Led by Donkeys. And they're all charity. They've got their website which basically does their donations and stuff. Also, they do pretty much everything via their their Twitter page, which is where is it? There is. It's not that one. Where is it? What's it there? There you go. It's their Twitter page. It's got a donkey on it, you see. Yeah. They changed the sign of Tufton Street, 55 Tufton Street. UK economy was crashed here. They keep doing these pranks and what have you, but it gets the message across, which is really, really important, Otherwise, like somebody said on here, when will people wake up? Well, they're not going to, unless there's people like, Led by Donkeys and others, speaking truth to power. Oh, and us little old YouTubers as well, It's only in for the money, that'll tell you. But, unless you obviously, Phil Morehouse or, oh dear, wish I had their views, that'd be good. But, Alright, so up here, like so. Scroll down, Joe. They can all get a job picking up soap in jail. I think they should all go to jail. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Justice. When you got Alexander Boris Johnson, there he was saying things like, I don't know, let the bodies pile high. These people are just evil. They don't give a damn about anybody. They really don't. Did he squat? Awful individuals, I would say. That's quite fun, this camera, like, isn't it? Wait, hello. Oh, okay. I ain't got no dogs. That's called mother-in-law, here, you see. Mother and father-in-law are visiting. It's a full house at the minute. And, I've lost my Wally. Constantly covering up to father-in-law. It's not on. But guess whose bed will be sleeping on? Mine. Yeah. Cheeky little devil. That is. So, anyway, let's get rid of that. So, back into the chat. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So, Kwasi Kwarteng, so that's not all they got. Each individual interview they've recorded, and although the audio is not brilliant, but you're obviously relying on their audio as well. I've tried to equalise it the best I can in my videos, but it's not. You've got to have something to start with, haven't you? But yeah, they're just awful, awful, awful people, and they're running the country into the ground, literally. So you've got people like Carol Vorderman from Countdown and various others, and they're doing their bit as well, speaking truth to power. And she highlighted a point. It's actually old news, but she's brought it back to the surface again regarding Richie Sunak and how he's he's fraud. Well, basically, he's got his wife's company in operating Emphasis, or father-in-law's company operating in Emphasis was operating in Russia. They say they've closed them down, no, they haven't. And I want to know, right? They say about this non-dom status for a Shatamurti, and quite frankly, where's the evidence of this? No one can find out for themselves. There's no way of finding out whether or not her tax affairs, whether or not she is still whether she's got non-dom status or not. There's no way of finding out. I'd have thought it'd be quite a good idea if you have done it, to make it obvious that you did. Maybe back to pay your tax. Cheeky flipping woman. Oh. 15.3 million she earned last year. And all we get is Richie Sunak. They're a couple. We get to see his tax affairs, which are secretive, to say the least. And it's only a summary, a tax summary. It doesn't tell you where the money is or where it's come from. But I don't know, maybe we shouldn't be surprised by Tory MPs using their status just to enrich themselves. I'll tell you what, we should be surprised at how stupid and foolish they are to get themselves caught out like this. We're talking about people at the top of the pecking order, top of that ladder, aren't they? In government. And they can't even protect themselves from being scammed. Entrapment. Oh, this time it hasn't got that woman from Darn Buds May in it, no. Did Channel 4 show and discuss this, I know. And I don't know if you noticed, talking about that, this is what I do. I go on to some right-wing press. Let's find some right-wing press. Not that one. Is that the right-wing press? Oh, I've got the right-wing press up here. It's got the Express, got the Sun, I've got the Mail on their front pages. Close that. It's probably going to refresh and those adverts. Flip the amount of adverts they put on their web pages. Unreal. I think the only one was it that had a little bit about that. Right down the bottom, there's only one. Tell you what, let's bring that over up there like so. Let's open that up. So let me show you. Oh god. Ooh. I have to bring it. Right. So we're going about the right wing press. And who's on there? That one there. That one there. First of all, let's have if we look on to tomorrow's papers today. Scroll up, scroll up. That's 27th. Oh, they're the 27th now. Let's use newspaper roundup. There we go. Now the Observer. I'll show you might be the easiest way. Oh my god, that's big. Bring over there. Right. This is on the website, yesterday's papers today. As you can see here, We've got to scroll up to there. The Sunday Times, no mention of it. The Sunday Telegraph, no mention of it. Even the Mirror didn't mention it. The Daily Mail, no mention of it. But the Observer, yes, top Tory MPs asked for £10,000. This is over Twitter. It's gone loopy over Twitter. But hardly any mention of it. To me, it's nuts. Hush, 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 hush. I don't want you to know. I had a look on the Express. Ooh, let's bring that over. You know, it's a proper newspaper, this, isn't it? The Express. That's right into, I thought it was. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, oh my God, big people. But look at it. It's just no mention of it. Right down the bottom. Politics. That's right at the bottom. We've got Xi Jinping instead. On the front page. Then we've got the Sun. Putin the booting, okay. If I remember right, I don't know if it's nags, it might have updated since I put this clip onto my, not clip, this page onto my pages. Into the tabs. It's just rubbish, isn't it? Oh my God, did people actually buy this? Oh, Martin Lewis is on there. That's kind of news. Trouble in Paradise. See, nothing there. Oh, we've got some Tate. Andrew Tate. But that's news. More Martin Lewis. And about the nitrous oxide. Nothing there. The Mail. Sorry to make you suffer. The Daily File. Oh my God, something's playing. What's it playing? Go away. Not you, but them. So. There you go. Sorry about that. And nothing here in the Daily File. No. They do like to keep pouncing on Harry and Meghan, obviously. Because they enjoy hate crimes, don't they? Hate. There we go. Nothing there. So it doesn't make you one as obvious. You know they're going to, don't you? Because obviously, who they're paymasters, for instance. That's how they keep their foot in the back door. Anyway, back onto the chat. Have a look on the chat. Oh, change cams. See back of my head now. Let's see. You join me in my angry hour. You better like this stream, or else I'll come around and be grumpy in your house and stand in a really inconvenient places, like the stream, or else. Please like and boop the like button. Helps the channel, you know. I keep pressing the buttons, not working. Yes, it is. Something to think. Yeah, something to think. Hello, Vipic. Hope you're well. Daniel Craggy. Ahoy, ahoy, goes Steve Fellick. Hello, my friend. Ahoy, says Steve Fellick. We're giving free chocolate to Biden. Well, I get none. What? Free chocolate to Biden? I did. Really? Why is he getting free chocolate? So Larry, looking at ahoy, 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 caval. Only it won't hurt him doing that. Very cynical, Casper Northerner. Everyone say hello to you. Hello to you, my friend. They are. See, full. Is it Fullick or Full? Hullick. Full. What's a mouthful? God, crikey. Lots of people. Right, so. Does not all the union, says Robert Wallace. Are you from the Wallaces? Scotland? It's some people seem to think it's we're more likely to get to see the reunification of Ireland than we are seeing Scotland leave now. It's quite sad to see Sturgeon leaving the SNP. That's caused a bit of a rift, it seems. Is it growing pains? I don't know. It's something. Can't remember her name, but that woman, the anti-gender one, she's I'm not keen on her. No, I'm not keen on her at all. Not I don't know that well, but just from what I've seen so far, I'm not very. No, I wouldn't be very happy. Now, some people are saying, but human rights and all that. You know that old ad, Suella Braverman. She isn't boding too well with overseas leaders and stuff, such as one particular Albanian leader who went to visit a tiny Prime Minister, Richie Sunak. Actually, it's not that, but I think he's 5'7", isn't he? But 5'6", 5'7", Richie Sunak. But he's there's nothing terms. He just looks tiny. Tiny, so tiny hands, like China. Anyway, Richie Sunak, the Albanian Prime Minister, came and visited. Big guy. Anyway, he was being interviewed, which I got here for you. So I might just show you, actually. Because I have to admit, I was very impressed. If I'm being absolutely honest about it, I was very impressed. He certainly knows what he's talking about. Oh, he just has a way with his words. Let's share it with you. I don't know if you've seen this already.
In your view as Prime Minister, what can we be doing as a community to help with the perception of Albanians in the UK?
Listen, do you think Suella Braverman didn't know that she was saying something wrong? Because politicians say things that then they regret.
We are working to ensure Albanian cases are processed and individuals are removed as swiftly as possible.
It has happened to me. It happens to everyone, especially if you are passionate about what you do and if you are involved.
Having a front page of the Telegraph with a plane taking off to Rwanda, that's my dream.
Sometimes, words escape.
We'll keep putting you behind bars.
But then there is the day after, there is a week after, and then you find a way to say, okay, I'm sorry. She never said she's sorry, because she's not sorry.
About stopping the invasion on our southern coast and which party is not.
So you can do nothing.
The question is about changing the perception of Albanians in the UK, you're saying
you can do nothing in that direction.
Braverman to apologise.
You can do nothing in that direction, but what you should do is to continue to do what you are doing, because the truth of the.
Oh, missing dogs! You heard the missing dogs?
Someone said they didn't see them.
Oh, okay.
There's one.
Doors open. There's no doors open. They'll find their way here. Hello, Dora. I'll be 2 seconds. We'll play again in a minute. I got distracted. Hello, Dora. Right, I'll get to the doggies in a minute.
Albanian community, because the talents in the Albanian community, because the contribution of the Albanian community will outlive Suella Braverman and many Suellas in the way. So just keep going. Just do whatever you do. Be proud of being from where you are. Be proud of belonging to this society. Honor the British flag, honor the Albanian flag, and you are doing the best you can. Then politicians that use their visibility and use their power given by others to represent them to make votes or to look for votes by doing these kind of things will always exist.
I think they're pretty good words if you ask me. You don't hear that kind of thing coming out of the mouths of a Tory. No, all their followers. They're sycophants. Anyway, I've got Pandora down here. Let's have see Pandora. Where are you, girl? Wobble it down. Go on. Oh, what's this? I see a cat over there, but I've got a Pandora here. It's just a little face. She's hiding in the dark, she is. What's that? You're gonna catch it. Will you catch it? If I throw it to you, will you catch it? Yes. She did. Ready? Ready? Oh no, it's my fault. My fault. Oh there. And again, one more. And one more. Ready? Let's bring the count down a little bit more. Ready? Oh, bounce off your nose. Oh, what you failed. That's it. That'll do for now. Right, yeah. It's... Oh. Oh, now back to the chat. Oh. Come back here. Where's my mouse gone? It's very annoying when you can't find your mouse. I mean the little thing on the screen. Found it though. There we go. That is how a good... Yeah. Boring, competent. That may change. A politician looks like. Clear and concise. If not expressing himself in his native language. To be fair, he was very coherent. He was, you can see he was struggling on what words to use a couple of times. But on the whole, my God. Yeah. And the words he used were good, you know, made sense. Wouldn't that be a refreshing change? I think so. Can't see it happening anytime soon, no. Instead we've got, oh crikey. What have I got here? Not that one, not that one. Oh, no, it's not there. Oh no, I thought it was there. I had a Teresa Kofi for you. Actually, no, it's called snoring. Oh, it's disappeared. But Teresa Turnip. Well, anyway, she was at the conference last year, and she was literally sending everybody to sleep. She was. It's nuts. Anyway, I think we haven't had him for a while. Poor little blighter. Sorry, it makes me tickle. Do apologise. Chris Murphy. Hope you're well. Good Murty, like a shirt to Murty. Evening all, running late again in the process of exchanging, downsizing, moving. So many things to sort out. Oh, God. Oh, don't downsize. Boot the boy. That's him. Oh, he's so funny, isn't he? Is that the North Korean leader? Maybe. No, don't put anywhere near that button. Luckily, you can't reach. So Larry the Cat says, it was the most polite feck you to the swelling Groverman. A Graverman. Crikey. Yeah, so the Braverman. It was, wasn't it? I have to admit, that was, it was good to see. I think so. It made me tickle. So, and Chris Murphy, even running late, he says. Even there, my friend. I have a Scottish friend. Oh, you got a friend, Joe? And I can understand him better than that stuttering Boris. Do you understand him better than me? Probably. But yeah, oh my God. Boris Johnson. Do you think he's just going to disappear now? Hopefully he just gets off the scene, but I can't see it. He always wants to be centre stage. You know, you got flipping, what's her face? What's her name again? I can't remember. Oh, Liz Truss. She's like ship passing in the night. She was Prime Minister apparently once. Yeah. She left a mark, but she did. Quite a deep gouging one and a rotten lettuce. But she's pushing for her honours list. Peerages. And that geezer from was it IEA? No, what's it, the EAI, Economic something, whatever, the EI. Anyway, there's like a economic forum kind of thing, and it's this geezer Whitehead or Whitewood. I've forgotten his name now. I did a video about it actually, but yeah, he's Flipping hell, this is like he's been recorded undercover again. There's a lot of that happening recently, isn't there? And I'll just try and find the video clip just to remind myself which one it was. Because let me there a minute. That one. Oh, there you go. Mark Littlewood. I think he was the is it IEA or something? Oh, the IEA, yeah, IEA, and it's the International Economic Association or something. It's like a think tank. So I've quoted them in the past actually, and now I realise he's like the head honcho, and he's been bribed pretty much. This takes a load of money. These are just criminal. No, really are just criminal. So, the evil bunch. There we go. Scroll down to her. Bum. Mark Littlewoods, that's it, yeah. He's just horrible. Boris the Waffle Jobbison, says Chris Murphy. It's more out of disappointment than rage, to be honest, says Duke. He's angry. Doris sounds like doors or Doris in Portuguese. The doors means pain in Portuguese. So she's a pain in the yeah, of course, that she is. The IEA and the taxpayers, yeah, they're all Tufton Street, 55 Tufton Street. Dodgy. Kim in the groove, says Joe. I don't. It's just a smile at a little boy. He just, yeah, him. I have to refresh it. He does put a little smile on my face. He really does. This kid. What's really going for? Oh, he's gonna take off. I'm gonna take off. I've heard that 3 times now. Come on, it's just. Oh. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to change the whole format of this channel to get some views. I need to just find all the viral videos and just steal them and re-upload them with a little frame around it or something. Maybe we could do that. Will that work? Pancakes and sausages for brunch today. And maple syrup. Sausages and pancakes. That's nuts. I don't know. Sausages and pancakes. That's a bit odd. Well, might still do the interview with Kwasi. It's a little bit more painful. It isn't quite so... because it's just the interview, it's a little bit... Well, it's just the interview. Whereas the other one's cuts it and stuff. I mean, it's a bit more interesting. Oh my god, it's got Matt Hancock. Let's get rid of that now. I'll tell you what, I can make things a little bit easier now. I'll get rid of a few of these little pages that are up in front of me. Because at the moment, there's so many of them. And then we've got Carol Vorderman. Well, Jeremy Clarkson's been at it again, hasn't he? First he was, what did he say about, actually, I could probably show you. Actually, I could. What he said about Meghan Markle. Lovely man. Not. No, that's right. That's the right one. Okay, here we go. So if we play that, we'll have the audio.
Thing. Because I was away. Is that a terrible thing to say? Well, I don't think Grand Tories under there. To be brutally honest, I didn't read the thing. Because I was away. Is that a terrible thing to say?
Well, let me read it to you now. He said at night, I'm unable to sleep when talking about Meghan and dreaming of the day when she's made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while crowds shout shame and throw lumps of excrement at her.
Yes. Well, I think he did say, somebody pointed out to me, he said something like, all people my age think the same way.
Yes, that came after that.
Well, I'd like to go on the record and say I don't. I'm only a couple of years younger than him.
And you condemn the article.
Yes, I wouldn't have written that. I think it sounds a little bit too creepy, but I'm also very much in favour of free speech and allowing the haters to hate so we can see what they have to say.
Maybe not. I'm not convinced. But yeah, if you remember Jeremy Clarkson, he kind of sort of apologised, but he didn't do it directly to Meghan Markle. No, he apologised just sort of to Harry in a backhanded kind of way. But anyway, Jeremy Clarkson's been at it again. He's been rather vicious towards Carol Vorderman, and Carol Vorderman's, because she'll speak out herself, and she basically slams Jeremy Clarkson as he took aim at her. So there's something wrong with Jeremy Clarkson. I think he's got a problem with women. He's just a misogynist. I think he doesn't like strong women who makes him feel vulnerable, weak. For me, to be actually honest with you, I wouldn't mind a woman with a brain. Caroline. Jeremy Clarkson took aim at Carol Vorderman in his latest column, and called her an anti-Tory, anti-sleaze warrior, and awfully shouty. Now, Carol wasn't impressed with his comments, so has called him out on social media again. And, she's been supported, she has, by others. So she hit out at Jeremy Clarkson for having a go at women again, basically. And after he was ridiculed for his comments, wasn't he, regarding Meghan Markle. I can't remember, did Netflix or Amazon or whatever, that Grand Tour thing, did they take it off in the end? I don't know. Why would you want to be associated with it? That's the thing, isn't it? The star was supported by loose women. Panelist Denise Welsh on Twitter. And she called out the controversial TV presenter over his latest newspaper rant. That's what they're doing. It's just like, Alexander Boris Johnson in his Telegraph column. He's quite happy, isn't he, to write things about anti-gay and misogynism, Islamophobic. Yeah. On more than one occasion. Horrible critics. They really are horrible critics. But then again, what do you expect? You got a father like Stanley Johnson, who's also, how to put it, a misogynist and wife beater, and he likes to go around and slapping fellow MPs like Carol. Anyway, on the butt and tell them they got a lovely rump. Nice seat you got there, she says. Or he says. It just all starts, you see, at home. You educate your kids. Stanley Johnson, Boris Johnson's, the way that he is because of you. He's a horrible piece of work. He really is. Well, in his recent column, Jeremy took aim at Carol Vorderman, who's been countdown, and she makes protests too much. Well, she's kind of taken under her wing there, and she's often putting her point of view across, just like Hugh Grant does. But the former Top Gear host said that Carol has reinvented herself as an anti-Tory, anti-sleaze warrior. And Carol spoke out about the needs of menopausal women during a meeting at the Women and Equality Select Committee, and was highly critical of the Minister for Women's Health, Maria Caulfield. Well, there's also she's also Equalities Minister. Oh, Kemi Badenoch. What a foul woman she is. She wasn't going to have any of it either. She was awful. Absolutely awful. I'm sure these people say these things just to try and to... it's all about your base. How do you strengthen your base? Kemi Badenoch strengthens the base through basically racism and been hard on the far right. Does she really believe half the stuff? I don't know. And then you got what's her then? This woman from the Equality Select Committee. Well, in this Sun on Sunday column, he wrote, in recent weeks, Carol Vorderman seems to have reinvented herself as a sort of anti-Tory, anti-sleaze warrior. He continues, having not got her way in a debate about the menopause this week. She said that he'd been absolutely disgusted by the attitude of the two lady MPs. See, that's a bit strong, he says, because it's you're absolutely disgusted by someone who disagrees with you about the menopause. Then how do you describe your feelings towards a Russian soldier who just lobbed a hand grenade into a school? See, it's not even related. This doesn't make any sense. I think he's lost his mind. I think he's so disgruntled because he can't get planning for his shop that he built without planning. Or stuff like that. On his farming show. Or he's put farming back on the map, I suppose, in some ways. But man's an idiot. Well, he's not an idiot. That's unfair. He's just a horrible piece of work. What knowledge he has got, he's using it to his own advantage. Yeah. It's not the first time he spoke up about these things. Like Alexander Boris Johnson, he's just... They can't help themselves. They're just horrid. Horrible, horrible, horrible people. So the Referendum scheme, they reckon, is going to completely erode the UK's standing on the world stage. This is the Human Rights Watchdog. Tirana has, I think I've done a video about this before, actually. I started regarding the UK being placed on the human rights abuse, on the list of countries that abuse human rights. It's just nuts. We're not there yet, obviously not. The UK's plan to deport asylum seekers to the Rwanda would completely erode Britain's standing on the world stage, the new head of Human Rights Watch has said. Now, Tirana Hassan, who takes over as HRW's executive director on Monday, also said other conservative governments in Europe were considering following Britain's lead and looking at African states as an offshore dumping ground for asylum seekers, potentially doing further blows to establish refugee protections. And as you might already know this, the refugees are currently in the hotels. They're looking at moving them again out of the hotels now into camps. If the other one wasn't bad enough, they decided that they're going to... Well, they found a variety of different sites, including an RAF base, which the damn buses flew out of. Obviously the right wing, oh no, can't have that. No. And so they're going to relocate them into camps again. Well, we know what happened last time. They were disgusting, weren't they? You know. But I think they feel they've got support now. And they probably have. But there's quite a considerable amount of people in the United Kingdom who they just want to get shot of refugees, asylum seekers. All the people coming in in the little boats because the Tories have managed to demonise them all, just like they did the Albanians. They say, "All criminals, all sex offenders, all this, all that. Watch your children." Everyone gets demonised, and then you get those headbangers, don't you? Like one geezer, what's his name again? Oh my God, McGuinness. Pat McGuinness. This guy's from... There's a video about it actually already, but he's one of the... It's two main members of this particular so-called... It's a political party. It's a registered political party. And it's called the National Housing Watch or something like it's called. Housing Watch Party or National Housing Party. And it's just a fascist. It's literally fascist. And... They don't mind saying as such. Openly fascist. So, yeah. It's just gone mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. So she's saying, this woman here regarding the HRW, saying that everyone should really care about this, and this isn't just about what's happening in the United Kingdom. It's also about it's on the confirmation as HR's permanent new chief, succeeding Kenneth Roth, who did the job for nearly 30-odd years, he did. Well, the UK government's deportation scheme was agreed with Rwanda nearly a year ago, but has been held up by, obviously, legal challenges. We know that, don't we? They didn't get one under Priti Patel, they didn't get one person on that flight, did they? They all come off in the end because it wasn't legal. How can you get that far through the process and not actually know that it's not legal? Why did you just push it right to the end? And then the whole thing falls flat on its face and makes it even bigger embarrassment than what it was. So it's a horrible thing to do anyway. So, well, the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, you know, she's lovely, isn't she? She visited Kigali, didn't she, last week? And there she stood in front of those buildings that looked like prison blocks. Yeah. And then she got the comment on the wallpaper. Oh, what are you, interior designer? Who says these things? People just been gaslit, haven't they? And all the right-wing press were there. Even the BBC were excluded. I think they got in the end, though. I think, you know. Well, the government has also proposed this restrictive new immigration bill, haven't they? Under the slogan, "Stop the boats." There's one way of stopping these boats, and it's to provide a safe route in. Oh, we've got a Wally over there. Oh, you go to bed, now. Wally, what's this? Oh. Wally. Come on then, come over here, fella. No? That's Pandora. She's got a bone. Whopping great bone. Whoa! Did you see that? What a catch! Straight in the gob. There, bear. No, he just bounces off his nose. Special. Got to watch your fingers with him. They're both Wally. Where are you, Wally? Oh, there you are. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Right. Oh dear. Gotta love him, ain't you? I suppose. She's back on there. She's gnawing on a bone. With her teeth, you see. Cleans her teeth. The best way of getting rid of the plaque. Those dental stick things you get for the dogs are absolutely rubbish. Don't work. Too soft. Well, this is all kind of cheap politics, really, and sort of relatively diversive. And it's it's completely contrary to human rights. We know that, don't we? Because we've been told as such. And the current government, though, is in the UK is pretty much scrapping anything regarding human rights. So that's what they want to do. They'd pull out of it tomorrow if they could. But I don't think this government will do it. I don't actually think they'll do it. But they are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Now this is you've got to completely erode any sort of international standing that the UK has when it comes to human rights on the international stage. They don't have a leg to stand on in terms of any credibility if this all goes through. If we push us all to one side, and, you know. Now, the opening statement in her bill pretty much said this possibly is on the fringes of legality, but we know full well it isn't, and so does she. It's just there's no legality. They could keep pushing it because they've done the three-word slogan now, haven't they? Stop the boats. Well, the government though is confident it can overcome illegal obstacles. That's what they say anyway. So they can start deporting asylum seekers to Rwanda. Originally they're saying by the end of this year, maybe early next year, but they're actually saying by summer now. Since you went to Kigali, yeah. Well, if that succeeds, it's going to be a significant setback for human rights, not just in the United Kingdom but worldwide, because other people are going to follow suit. Some, because there's plenty of right-wing governments out there. They might have, signed this agreement, but if the UK sets precedents and starts pulling away from this, we are going to some dark places. Now, what happens if the UK actually gets away with their old Rwanda deal, Wally down there, and goes forward? And like those other countries will follow. Noting that North African countries were being considered as more potential sites to offshore our responsibility, for asylum. They're still trying to portray it as though, once they can apply for asylum. Once they're there, that's it. They're there for good. These places are not much more than prisons. They're so isolated. You know, you couldn't really leave them because you wouldn't survive. It's up in the middle of the... Well, it's not middle of the desert, but desert. But it's, might as well be. So, apparently, people who are going to the Conservative governments, like Hungary, Poland, and Italy now, unfortunately, and they're all saying that it's the model that you know, that could be replicated on the right-wing side of these governments, that is. But it is a blooming slippery slope. I can't see it going forwards, to be honest. I think that it's a bit like Brexit, isn't it? Brexit never really... Well, it's never delivered anything, has it? As we know. And it never really got done. But it's like, drag it out. So you can't got this constant argument. Like Northern Ireland Protocol went on and on and on. And even Michel Barnier, remember him? Michel Barnier, he said a few words, didn't he? Like, for instance, what did he say? That's it.
The clock is ticking.
Apart from that, he was caught on secret camera, you know, on a hidden camera. Pretty much saying we need to drag out Northern Ireland because that will be, the Brexit negotiator for the EU. His plan, he was there recorded with Guy Verhofstadt as well. You know, in their secret room, secret handshakes and all that, scheming and planning, and Northern Ireland was on the cards. They said, you know, it's can't make that easy. Words to that effect. Well, this model of intercepting refugee boats and putting asylum seekers into offshore camps, well, it was pioneered though by Australia, a country of only 20 million people with massive landmass. And the country's former Foreign Minister, Alexander Downer, is he the one who's been advising the UK Prime Minister, Richie Sunak? I think so, on immigration policy. So get the nastiest critter in to help you along your way. All it tells me is that Richie Sunak was also a rather nasty character. Otherwise, why would you... Oh, they're going to just say he didn't have no working-class friends, so... And he did actually steal from the poor to give to the rich. Like he did. Well, it's just... I just can't... It's a real slippery slope in that. And if other countries follow suit... We're talking about Hungary, for instance. And now, obviously, you've got the rise of the right in Germany as well, and also in, obviously, what's going on in Italy. And we've got similar problems here in France. You know, Marine Le Pen. And obviously, the pension age thing doesn't help. I think he should have found another way to get the funding, personally. I think there's nothing positive about it, is there? She's taking something away from people. And it's not going to... It's going to be remembered. It's going to be like... taking things away from people. What politician do you think of doing that? Oh, it'd be Margaret Thatcher, the milk snatcher. Take away free school milk. From the kiddies, from the children. Where was Marcus Rashford and all this? Oh, he wasn't born. Oh, dear, these people. Anyway, back on the chat. This camera's actually quite... Now, quick question. Is the sync still okay? Am I still in sync? If it is, I'm going to stick with this camera from now on. Because if it's working... The other one used to work. I don't know why all of a sudden sync started going back loopy on that one. But on the other camera, on this camera, what I found was the sync went slow over a period of time. So to start with is okay, and then it got slower and slower and slower. So there's no fault with them. It's annoying because it's the most expensive camera. So, hello, number 3. I hope you are well. Yes, it's fine. I was there. You were there. Where were you? Never true words says Casper Northerner to chat you at. What's the chat you at say? Let that be a lesson to you, Casper Northerner, to paraphrase. Oh dear. Miles Nug. Oh God. An Ulster fry. Washed down with a pint of plain Guinness is your only man. Okay. Oh. Did I see Bryan Adams at Slane and he was actually fairly okay? I'm not into Bryan Adams. I find him a bit boring for me. Scroll up. That sounds lovely, Joa Marios. I'm only vegetarian for... What are you cooking again, Joa? What are you cooking? Dr. Davies. Oh, it's not now, is it? That's a good point. That was GMT yesterday. BST now, isn't it? British Standard Time. Do you know what? I got caught out with that last time as well. Undesirables, no citizen deported. Yeah, I know, this is horrible, people. If only you could transport them in ships where their labour is needed, says Simon Says. We need the labour. The Rwandan government actually wants people. They're short people because obviously what happened regarding the genocide. So many people fled as refugees and claimed asylum. Several million. Oh, I can't remember. Some crazy amount of people. I think it might have been millions, like 20 million or something, 20, 30 million. But anyway, they left the country because of the genocide. And not all of them come back. So now they've got a shortage of people. It's a bit like what's going on in China, really. In fact, with the one-child policy. It's sort of, you've got an ageing population which has gone a bit loopy because we haven't been making them anymore in China, that is. But also in the United Kingdom, because we need people. We still need people. We're short of people, and the industry can't function because we need people. It's just cost the country just crazy. You know, man. So then we got Rishi Sunak, haven't we? There he was. He was using figures. I think it was in PMQs actually. The wrong figures regarding asylum backlog. Got a watchdog. I'll refresh my head on this one. There we go. There it is. Statistics watchdog has found that the Prime Minister used incorrect figures when comparing the current asylum backlog to when Labour was in power. That's obviously, it must be deliberate. Oh, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. But the words have already come out. How many people heard all this stuff? You see. I bet you won't withdraw it. The Statistics Watchdog has found that the Prime Minister used incorrect figures. The Sir Robert Choate, the chair of the UK Statistics Authority, has written to the Immigration Minister, Robert Jenrick, to point out the inaccuracy. It's quite amazing there's people out there who's got they're air to the ground to the point, that was right, that's it. And including the general public. That's often the first. So hang on, that's not true. And then they take us all for fools. We know more than them. You ain't got to see these flipping interviews with flipping Kwasi and Hancock. They clearly ain't got a clue what they're doing. They got duped. All the statements by ministers that you asked about do not reflect the position shown by the Home Office's statistics. I've engaged with their officers to bring this to their attention and share the UK Statistics Authority's expectations for the use of official statistics and data in public debate, the letter states. All this stuff should be fact-checked before they start. Remember, they're sharing it with everybody. It's televised now. So Choate wrote the letter in response to a complaint from Stephen Kinnock. Oh, Mark Kinnock. The shadow immigration minister, about what he believed to be a factual inaccuracy by the Prime Minister, referring to the asylum backlog under Labour as much larger than the current government backlog of more than 160,000. Choate said the backlog stood at around 19,000 before Labour was voted out in 2010 election. Oh my God, Gordon Brown talking about Labour and been voted out. Gordon Brown's been speaking out again as well. The most appropriate source of statistics on asylum applications awaiting a decision are produced by the Home Office and reported quarterly, he said. Now, these tell us that the numbers of applications awaiting a decision was 18,954 in June 2010, and this is the earliest published data and coincides closely with the 2010 general election. The same spreadsheet also provides the latest number of undecided asylum applications, which was 166 1,261 at the end of December 2022. It's a massive difference. Massive. This means that during the period from June 2010 to December 2022, there's been a net increase in undecided asylum applications of 147,307. But Sunak told the House of Commons that the backlog was half the size that it was when Labour was in office. So it's either a blatant lie or he just used the wrong figures. More likely it's a blatant lie. Now, he made remarks when responding to Alison McGovern, she's Labour MP, who had argued that the backlog was now 14 times bigger than when her party left office. So she was correct. Sunak told her that she needed to get her numbers right. But Sunak used the wrong numbers. He's been told as such, but will he withdraw it? They never do. I'd be very, very surprised if he withdraws it. Because, Alexander Boris Johnson didn't, and it worked for him. Didn't withdraw anything. Well, and then I mentioned about Gordon Brown, didn't I? You either love him or you hate him. Obviously, Mrs. loved him because he had kids, didn't he? Yeah. Anyway, Jeremy Hunt has left the United Kingdom to rot in poverty. That's what he said. You don't say. Well, so we must take matters into our own hands, says Gordon Brown. Now he says here that he go on about the hygiene. I might show you that one actually. Is it on there? Let's have a look. Oh, it is actually. We can bring it in a bit smaller. Scroll it in. Lot. Yeah, Gordon Brown. Oh, Gordon Brown. Yeah, he's been speaking out. It's in the Guardian. Oh, not the tofu. Guardian eating tofu. No, tofu eating, Guardian reading Bukarati. You don't eat Guardian, do you? No. So Jeremy Hunt had left the UK to rot in poverty. I like that phrase. That's pretty good, isn't it? So he also says that with hygiene banks now joining food banks. So now they've got hygiene banks, places where you can go and wash. Because you can't afford to heat your water. And clothes banks, or pay your water bill maybe, I don't know. So I'm calling on retailers to take drastic action to help their poorest customers. Says Gordon Brown. Let's just get rid of this bit on the bottom here. It's going to be annoying. So, poverty will last until doomsday if this Conservative government is all that confronts it. Yeah. The so-called budget for growth, more accurately titled the Budget for Growth in Poverty, has done nothing for our 271,000 homeless people and the 400,000 children who tonight will sleep without a bed of their own. Now, I don't remember, I did the video a while back, actually, I think it was last year, of this, that lady, she'd basically started a charity where she's fundraising for beds for people who can't afford a bed, or haven't, they've moved into a property and they can't afford a bed, they haven't got a bed, the kids are sleeping on the floor. So it's quite tragic, really. Well, the 14 million condemned to damp and substandard housing as well. And oh my God, I used to work in housing in the sense of construction industry, and I used to do a lot of remedial works. Did a lot for Abbott's estate agents and places like that, and also some council house landlords, social security landlords. And some of them places were dire. I mean, they're very basic. I have to admit, the guy I used to do work, one of the guys I used to work, Bob Gotts, his place was basic, but he did do everything he had to do. And what he liked about it was that he had a lot of properties, you see, but he didn't have to deal with anybody. He got paid no matter what. So it wasn't a case of, will they pay me? I can't afford to pay you this month. No, he always got paid. It was less money, but always got paid. So it's easy to manage. And some of these places were absolutely diabolical. I remember going to one place and you open the door and the smell of rotting shit. Literally dog shit. There was dog poo everywhere. And they obviously been keeping this dog in the bathroom, and it's the back of the door. Oh my God, it was like cardboard. You know these cardboard doors, as in they're like egg crate construction, bit hardboard both faces, and then you got this like cardboard inside. And one side was literally just clawed off and big holes and what have you, where the dog's been trying to get out of this flipping bathroom, and the dog shit was everywhere. Oh, it was disgusting. And they left in a bit of a hurry, these people. And they just leave in a hurry. What they did is they actually ripped the radiators off the wall. There's water every blinking where. And it wasn't a ground floor for that either. There was actually we converted it as a pub. I worked for the guy for a few years, and it was a pub that we converted for him into, it was called, what was it called, the Sceptre or something? It was in Great Yarmouth. Yeah, I know, Brexit land. And there's some particular pub, on one of the ground floor flats, the kitchen was actually was where the toilets were, the gents' toilets, and the urinals. We just boarded over the urinals. We just dry lined the urinals, basically, stud work and stuff, and it was straight up top of the urinals. They're still, unless the wall's been taken down, they're still there. So yeah, I think it's called the Sceptre, if I remember rightly. Anyway. So it was a hell of a state. These places can be absolutely dire. And it isn't necessarily because of the landlord in this case. It's because I don't want to sound snobbish, but some of the people we had in these properties isn't just poverty. It's just, they're just awful people. You can't put it all down to poverty. Some of these people are just like that. Anyway, these people are awful. They've got to be housed somewhere, obviously. It's either that you make them into pies. I suppose you could do that. Work for Sweeney Todd. Yeah. That's an idea. And then, we need a big pie machine like Macready's chicken pie machine. It's modern, Anyway, I digress. So, yeah, it was dire. Anyway, the housing standards were pretty awful back then, and they're bad enough now. There's lots of people, as you've probably seen the reports where they're damp and stuff like that, and it's affecting kids' asthma. Now, some of these old council houses. Now, you've known anything about me. I've worked in construction and woodworking and stuff like that. Working on properties all my life. That's what I've done. And one of the things we used to do is go into these council houses and try and sort out problems. And one of the problems, often recurring problems, was damp. And the one thing that I know for a fact is caused, where you've got damp and mould survives if you've got the right conditions. And if you haven't got enough ventilation, so the balance between ventilation and obviously and sealing the property up, but also enough ventilation to cope with the amount of moisture you're producing. And all this ventilation is stale, stagnant air behind sofas and units, and that's where all the mould would be. So it'd be quite diabolical. Some of it was. It was quite bad, and it's but yeah, let's turn off. I've got that on there. Yeah. Some of these the mould will always be where there's stagnant air, damp, stagnant air, and some of these houses I used to go into, they were quite rough, and they didn't need to be. They're quite nice properties, just not cared for, and some people are just depressed. You can understand why they just end up going down this bit of a spiral. We're seeing more and more of it here. So much poverty. They're flipping hygiene banks now. So got food banks, warm spaces, and hygiene banks. This is just getting ridiculous. That's all very well for the likes of, I don't know, Jacob Rees-Mogg.
I think it's rather uplifting.
Uplifting food banks. There's nothing proud. You shouldn't be standing proud. We shouldn't be going in there with a smile on our face, cutting the ribbon. Oh, look, we just opened up a new food bank. Oh, how great are we? New food bank. We shouldn't need them. It's like charity. Charity is a failure of government. I understand there's always going to be some amount of charity, but there's flipping charities that are popping up all over the place. Doing the job where the government should be doing. Or at least our councils. It was obviously funded by taxpayers' money, or should be. They're having the cut back big time because of the government making cuts. So he says, anyway, there's the previous Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, the threat posed by rising destitution is now so serious that hard-pressed, under-resourced charities have they had to give up on helping the hungry so they can focus on the starving. Now, there was a national United Nations research they did in the UK, and they said the UK is right down there. There's too much poverty. The food prices in shops have risen by 18% Food inflation, 18%. That's considerable. Now, I'm not going to tell you a lie. Food here is expensive. It's always been quite pricey in France, to be honest. But the farmers, what have you, get paid a reasonable whack. Otherwise, they dump their shit all over the roads or in a little car park or something. Because, they protest, just like they are regarding the pension age increase. But in the UK, there's no cream. There's no room for movement in the United Kingdom regarding food prices, and people are poor. Now we complain. Well, people are protesting against the pension rise increases. Increase in the pension age increase. Their pensions are far 3 times. Basic pension in France is way higher than the base pension in the UK. It's about 3 times higher. It's nuts. Not 3 times. That's an exaggeration. No, twice. But twice what it is in the UK. Just for the base pension. Depends what you paid in, obviously. But then that goes up with with the amount you've paid in. I imagine it's very similar in Germany, what have you, and Portugal, what have you, and various other countries. Even me, I've only been living there 12 years now, 12, 13 years, and I've been paying taxes ever since I've been here, but obviously not like somebody's been living there all their life, but, paying their contributions. Obviously, because I've been there for 12, 13 years. So we've got the United Kingdom now. We've got food prices in the shops have risen by 18% food inflation. The farmers are 19 to 20% inflation on regarding inputs like the grain and the seed and the fertilizers and stuff like that, chemicals and what have you as well. It's just everything's it's just going through the roof. And then obviously you've got fuel. Baked beans are up 35%. I did a video about that. I got a clip to know. There's baked beans €1.09. Heinz baked beans on the shelves in the marché, €109. And we noticed they twice that in the UK when I looked online. I thought, whoa. Well, what? No, I want twice. 180, I think. 180, 190 for tin of baked beans. Pounds. So, yeah. And ketchup's up 39%. Well, you can't just survive on ketchup unless you're in that film called The Martian. So, tomato soup is up by 73%. You can't get your tomatoes. Creating a middle-class poverty in its wake. Now, when I was warning my daughter about this earlier this year, and I think it was late last year. Anyway, I was warning my daughter about this. She says, well, we don't buy those products anyway, she says. Well, what happened? People then have to buy the other stuff, and there'll be a shortage of that. It goes up the pecking order or down the pecking order, depends on where you are regarding your purchase choices. If there's not enough of something, they're going to look for something else, and we do the same. Like for instance, there has been times when we haven't had no eggs, briefly. I mean, it was really brief to be fair. Or the ones we normally buy, we buy the other ones. There's never been no eggs. There's always been a fair amount of eggs. Actually, to be fair, this is the ones we normally buy. They usually disappear off the shelves quicker, I suppose, because they're cheap. And not cheap, and not the battery hen type eggs, the cheapy ones. Anyway, so 6 in 10 adults unable to afford other basic essentials, like me a razor. Now, I've always thought of budgets, he says, as more than just a catalogue. As he was a chancellor at one time until he's the prime minister. Not for very long, mind. No, as well, just a catalogue of figures and headline announcements. Budgets are moral documents which tell us what kind of country we are and what we aspire to be. In the Chancellor's accompanying budget documentation, the Office for Budget Responsibilities conceded the British families are now facing a 2-year-long 6% squeeze on standards of living, which are expected to be lower in 2026 than in 2019. So Jeremy Hunt's first and central priority should have been the relief of this growing poverty. Instead, hadn't they been giving a load more money, through pensions and stuff, to people with money? So they give £4 billion over the next 5 years to the richest few. 4 billion. And he trumpeted the 4,000 per person set aside to get disabled people back to work, which we talked about this last week. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. We need a system for disabled people that is flexible. It has to be flexible. If it's not flexible, it's just never going to work. Because there's no two disabilities. My son's disabled. There's no two disabilities the same. They're all different. You can't. You can't put them all into the same bracket, in the same box. So then he was the back to work thing. He held £951 per child, but mainly from end of 2024 to 2025. It's just like everything is just Actually, they probably won't be in power then anyway. But the real winners in this budget were the rich and professional elderly people whose tax reliefs will work out costing more than 250,000 each for the 15,000 people his OBR he thinks will benefit. In contrast, a family on universal credit is now in receipt of less than half of what they were in the 2022 report from Loughborough University, which showed it needed for a decent standard of living. But the Chancellor mentioned the word poverty only twice in his budget speech. Well, the only time they mentioned Brexit, it's like, oh, Brexit, opportunities of Brexit. Oh, yeah, well, of course there's opportunities of Brexit, because Rishi Sunak said there was opportunities for Brexit, because Brexit brought us the Northern Ireland the Windsor framework, you see. And also, Angela Leadsom, she said the same thing as well in a statement the other day. How lucky they are to have access to both markets. Takes us all for fools, doesn't they? Really do. You know what we had before when we were in the European Union? Oh dear. But those in the European Union, well, they're quite glad to get rid of us, I think. So yeah, there are about 14.4 million people living in poverty. 14.4 million. When you get 67 million people in the United Kingdom, that's a massive chunk. There's something seriously wrong there. Oh, I forgot. We've got the Tories in charge. Now, 4.2 million of them are children. Now, I don't know what the figures are now, but there was about 2.5 to 3 million people using food banks last year, and 900,000 of them were kids. Yeah, and all these food banks have been propping up since the Tories have been in charge. We didn't need them before. Well, we had a few, obviously, but not to the degree that we've got now. Obviously, there's always going to be charity. Let me do-gooders. So, as the TUC's report on the dramatic rise in poverty is working households shows, you can work all the hours in Britain today and never make ends meet. Now, we were talking about this last week, I think, but it's my feeling is that why the hell have we got, I don't know, two parents working, for instance, or between doing 80 odd hours plus a week between them, and then they've got kids and that. Why can't they share the load? That's not always possible, I know, but it'd be quite nice if we were able to look after a kid or have enough money coming in so we haven't got to do two jobs just to make ends meet. It didn't used to be like that. I know people say, oh, you got all these phones and all these accounts and stuff now, all these things you sign up, subscribe to and what have you. No, if you actually add it up, it's not a huge amount of money. I'm sure your Netflix subscription isn't costing you all your wages, or your mobile phone even if you've got a full package and got the latest iPhone. No, it's just that people can't afford to pay the bills. Because everything's got out of hand. No, he says he should be seeing what I and millions of others are witnessing. The poverty is becoming so entrenched that mental illness is on the rise. Victorian diseases like malnutrition and returning life expectancy is life expectancy is also failing. It's going down apparently. I'll put this down to this ball of shit in the rivers and seas. Well, hacky and wonky. Yeah, yeah, it's flipping Nick Ferrari the other day. You know, he said, "Oh, if you can't afford a toothbrush," is going on about toothbrush. Especially if you're that far, and if you're that destitute, a toothbrush is going to be the last thing on your mind. About buying a toothbrush, get a bit of licorice root or something instead. I don't know, and some carbon off the old open fire. Oh, we don't have open fires. They want to ban them as well now, don't they? Well, so toothpaste, shampoo, nappies. But all those things are expensive. Toilet rolls and cleaning products. Don't need toilet rolls, you need 3 seashells. Cleaning products, all fast becoming rather unaffordable. Because if you want to buy food, feed your kids. I don't want you got 30p, Lee. He'll teach you all how to cook. I know he's too busy now, isn't he? He's getting paid $100,000 a year to present on GB News. So you've got Esther McVeigh and her husband on GB News. You've got, it's all Tories, by the way. You've got Jacob Rees-Mogg, Mr. Uplifting, Happy Fish and all that. Got a show on there. GB News. Now Lee Anderson. It's like, and now you've got Ofcom altering the rules. They've altered the rules to suit, to make it possible for them, so they're no longer breaking the rules. Our media, our mainstream media in the United Kingdom, we can call GB News mainstream, but it's popular. You know, they might be losing money. Lost 30 million last year, or this year or last year. Lose money anyway. You know, but the people who put the money into these, like Rupert Murdoch's of the world, and obviously these Saudis, they do it for other reasons. They obviously would like to make money. Obviously, they'd like to have it as a viable business, but they do it to create a narrative.
So, you have accepted the truth.
Oh, cheers, Ninja Vestos. Oh, you've accepted the truth. So that, what did you say? What did you say? What did you say? There we go. I love the old lady's response about Boris Johnson. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And that was in Boris Johnson's constituency. That was yeah, that was that made me tickle when I saw that. And that was Sophie Ridge off Sky News who's asking the questions. And it was like, she was like, oh, okay. You know, she was taken aback about that, I think. But yeah, it was funny. I have to admit, that was really funny. But I think that's the general feeling, to be honest. You know, yeah, I think it really is the general feeling, and people have had enough. People have had enough, and the idea that they can recover from this, it's going to take a long, long while. Rishi Sunak ain't going to do that off his own back, because people, I don't know, they're hoodwinked by him. I don't know what it is. You've got those obviously that hate him because he's the wrong colour. And then you've got those who, quite frankly, just suck up to him because he's just a Tory and he's saying what he wants them to say. Stop the boats, for instance. Anyway, what's going on over here? Can you hear her? I don't know if you can hear her, but she's munching on that bone. It's a big old bone, isn't it? Crikey. She have nice clean teeth. Smelly breath, probably. Anyway, back onto the oh, there we go. There we go. Number 3 says, in my experience, vegetarian farts are the worst, especially if you've eaten sprouts. Number 3. What? On the side note, I can't wait to hear Supertansky talk about this led by donkey stuff. Yeah, I think that'd be quite good. She uploaded a video, bit of a clip regarding. I think she's safe now with her language. Actually, obviously very sweary, isn't she? So I think she'll be okay now because they've rolled back on it on YouTube. Rolled back on the language rules. But yeah, she's uploaded a video where she'd been in went to the supermarket and the guy in front of her was racist, basically, blatantly racist towards the guy in front of him. Or woman, was it a woman? I can't remember. Anyway, the person in front of him, and Tansky, she spoke out. So good on her, I say. And more of us need to do that. We really do, because can't be a bystander. No. And too many people are bystanders. I think too many people are worried about confrontation. I think we have become very non-confrontational, and those who do are usually on the right. But you can't. For start, you can't really sit back and be a bystander of your own life, let alone of anyone else's. Yeah. You should take sides, because neutrality just helps the oppressor. So never be the victim. Never be the bystander. These Tories won't take that, will they? No. Oh, dear. I think there's a famous quote. Who was that? Let's find it. There was quite a famous quote. I'll come to me a minute. I'm on here. Oh, yeah, I found it by Yehuda Bauer. Thou shalt not be a victim. Thou shalt not be a perpetrator. And thou shalt never, but never be a bystander. Which is, yeah. I think Martin Luther King also did have a bystander quote. Scroll down. Agreed, says CFL. Like, yeah. You can't. We need to stand up, because obviously, if you're bystanders, you always just run straight roughshivers. And that goes down to simple things, just like voting, for instance. So make sure you got your ID. Yeah, if you haven't got a driving license or anything like that with a photo ID on, get that ID sorted out quick, because what's going to happen if you leave it too late, you just won't get it in time, you won't be able to vote. And then you won't have a voice. I know we haven't got proportional representation, but it's the best that we've got. So you got to vote. Even I'm going to vote, I'm in France. So it still affects us, no matter what the Brexiters say. But, it's it also affects my children. So I want, so why shouldn't I have a vote? Stupid, I'm British citizens, doesn't make any difference. Number 3, entitled Boris Johnson and ode the odious Becky. Oh, I'd see that. Okay, cheers for that, my friend. Cheers, Mad Monk. If you want to support us, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the link's down below. But also, it's the super chat as well. But there is, the like and subscribe button. Make a little bell icon, because then you get notified. Hopefully. I think I got a sus now. You can do 3 a day, you see. But when you do 10 videos a day, some of the videos won't get notifications. So some of them I hold the notifications back on, just so I can make sure I get notifications on the right videos. Got to do what I can, you see. All it takes for evil to prevail is for a good man to do nothing. That's another bystander quote, isn't it? That's a good one. I like that. P. Dallas, it's very true. If we don't vote, we don't actually stand up against these Tories, well, potentially they'll get in again if nobody votes and just Tories vote. Look what happened with, case in point, EU, MEPs. Why did we get the Brexit Party? It's because people didn't vote. How many people told you, we didn't vote them in? How do they? No, I'm talking about the Brexit MPs, but I mean, yeah. The unelected. What? I mean, unelected. You can vote for the MEP. How do you think Nigel Farage got there? It's all about that and nominations and stuff, isn't it? So anyway, I'm nominated by the people that you vote for. So it's frustrating, It is frustrating. So never be a bystander. So make sure you vote. So I'm saving that for beans on toast. Oh wow. Oh, what you have it? Some Worcester sauce or something with it, or on your beans on toast. Got some Worcester sauce. Oh, what sauces do? Mustard and ketchup go well together. Horseradish and ketchup go well together. They're quite good combos. But I do like my chili sauce. Fermented chili sauces, like Tabasco. Make my own, you see. And see if I says, I'm also not a bystander. I'm more like a colon blockage. What? Thanks for that. Well, that's a vision. PC, good person. Duke Vengeance says, I'm not a bystander. I'm just in the way. Very good. Oh, dear. Capital OT, just saying, I'd buy a radio station given the chance. I used to have one, but it wasn't for this sort of thing. It's you don't really need a radio station these days, but then again, it's quite easy to broadcast, you know. If you want to do it legally, it's actually very easy because I've done that. Just need a transmitter. But yeah, because we used to have a radio station, Pulse, unsigned. Then it was Pulse rated. And anyway, we were on Sky, on the Sky platform regarding EPG. Hello, Dora. Do you want another treat? So, I've got the eyes. Her name's Pandora, but she looks like a panda with those eyes. You did do a brilliant catch a minute ago, didn't you? Her face.
So, you have accepted the truth.
Oh, cheers, Ninja. Oh, thank you, mate. Ninja Vestos, super chat there. Oh, this one. What'd you say? Why can't the public have a no confidence vote? And why does it have to be the MPs? That's a valid point, you know. That'd be quite good, because I've got no confidence in them. Have you got any confidence in them? There must be a way they can do like a rolling vote. But there again, your opinion might change. Interesting idea, though. You should buy the equipment for your own radio station easily and cheaply enough. The only problem is that you'd have, the Comregs, not going to have Ofcom, not going to do. Yeah, and also if you want to play any music and stuff like that, you're going to have to think about, oh God, what's it called again? I forgot names of the two organisations. Oh, there's one that looks after the artists and one that looks after the record labels. PPL. You've got Polyphonic Performance Limited, and there's another one that's for the Polyphonic Performance Limited is the one that's for the music industry, and there's the one for the artists, which I can't remember what it was. They combined them together in the end. So yeah, basically they collect royalties on behalf of artists and what have you. And if you play music, it becomes a problem. And for us, it was a problem because they didn't quite understand unsigned music. We were playing unsigned music, so that they weren't getting any royalties anyway. The people who were playing all the music on our radio station was all unsigned, so they weren't getting any royalties anyway. So they just want to promote themselves. But I think it was Ofcom. It was PPL and the other one. They were trying to ERG. Not ERG. I think it might be ERG actually. PRS. Cheers, Lefty Boater. Got it. Yeah, PRS. Performing Rights Society. That's it. Performing Rights Society. Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was the two organisations at the time that dealt with royalties. So yeah, but these people didn't get anything because obviously they're on signed music and all they want to do is promote the stuff. So we're constantly we're battling with them because they combined it into a simpler thing. But the problem is we broadcast through different, obviously through Sky, but also online as well. And we had twin ISDN lines at one point. Then we got a T1, which cost an absolute fortune in early days of internet. And copyright laws, I know. Yeah. Fair usage is quite a open-ended thing. It's quite yeah. And it all depends with somebody kind of protests. This is where the old AI comes in. Not comes in, but where AI might, because if you read terms and conditions, like for instance, art generators and stuff like that, AI art generating websites, and if you look into the terms and conditions, the commercial use and stuff is really limited. So they don't, if that bit of software that AI has produced that piece of art, you can't just I'm just going to use it. And also you've got to be careful with a certain amount of copy as well. Because if you subscribe, you're okay. If you subscribe to, you won't have a problem because you've effectively bought it. But that's how they're going to make the money, isn't it? And law cases, probably. They're going to be, I imagine, lawsuits against them. How it's being allowed to get into the state. Perhaps prefabbed houses might make a difference. Oh, chat you up. What chat you out say? Or broadcast from international waters, 12 nautical miles offshore. Oh, was it Caroline? Radio Caroline? Or was it Caroline? Yeah. That's quite a cool film, actually. Rock the Boat, I think it's called. Rock the Boat. About, that was a full-on broadcast. Yeah. Caroline, I think it was Radio Caroline. There was a couple of them at one point, weren't there? And that was, yeah, that was great. I used to listen to it all the time. Long time ago. And then they got shut down. But you can do it in the back of a car. And just move about. If you want. Depends how serious you want to get about it. But if you just want to broadcast your point of view, and then there's no one there to govern you, and to shut you down. If people can just tune into FM, which they can. Hello, Wally. Say hello. Oh, it's mine. It's mine. I've got that one as well. Oop, you got it. Little devil, aren't you? Hey, he's a good boy, is that Wally? No, he is. Yeah, so it could be quite fun. Slave to the algorithm. Oh God, what's that song? Slave to the rhythm. That's it. The patent and copyright laws need urgent updating worldwide. Yeah, they stifle innovation. Was it currently 23 years copyright? Yeah, patents. I think it's 23 years. But if they've made any additions or alterations during that time, that just like restarts again, which is a little bit more. What camera's it on? And yeah, because for instance, one tool that I use in the workshop is called a Festool Domino Dowler, and it's copyrighted by Festool, and it's the painting is, and it should run it this year. So hopefully there'll be other. I've already got one, so it doesn't make any difference to me. But it will bring the price of them down because they're very expensive machines. It's a power tool basically, but it's about €1,400 for this power tool. The one that I've got. Yeah, it's very pricey. Joe says, I don't listen to Portuguese radio. It is like a torture garden for a metalhead and classical music addict. What? That's a bit of a combo. To be fair, when we had our radio station, that wasn't it was an eclectic mix of music. We had different shows all the way through. But the problem with that, obviously, is that you're not going to appeal to everybody. But a lot of our base was unsigned music. A lot of the bands was our base. And the idea that we were ever going to be a mainstream type radio station to the everyday was for the birds. It was never going to happen. It was really just servicing the bands. For me, it was about providing a platform for the bands. My brother-in-law, he had other ideas. He was a bit greedy, to say the least. But yeah, it was just about. Obviously, we had advertising and stuff like that, and that's how we managed to keep it running. And also, we sold the franchise to to the United States, or one of. We had multiple franchises that we were trying to sell over there, but only one managed to, I think it was one or maybe two to be sold in the end. Anyway, I left because he's a conman. But anyway, that's another story. Nothing will change if you don't vote. No, I won't. Not at all. Hello, Lee Corn, to Lefty Boater. I saw some Pioneer virtual decks in a cash converter yesterday. Virtual decks? They're not vinyl decks, are they? Virtuals? I mean, the 1200s. No, that's not Pioneers. Are they Pioneers? Well, I've still got, as you can see behind me, I've still got that other side. One of my old retro decks. It's an older K, that one is. It's quite a good little deck, actually. And it's good. Joe says, I like opera, classic music, and theatre. Especially Italian opera and Wagner. Yep, those long rings, and also black metal, and all metal. My God, you've got an eclectic taste there. I'm not big in that opera. I like Phantom Opera, I have to admit. I like some of the big ones, like Cats and stuff like that. But no. It's like when I see these musicals, I find them cringeworthy. Sorry. When they start singing, oh my god, he doesn't know. Oh, you can't sing. No. Was it no? Oh, with Evita. Evita? And Madonna and Antonio Banderas. And he starts singing. Oh my god. You can't sing, mate. Shut up. Wasn't impressed. They cannot. Oh, they connect to your PC and are used to play and mix. Oh, well, you mean the little spinny disc thing, MP3 mix and decks? Yeah. What? Duke Vengeance says there's a super tanker. Oh, yeah, I did see that. It's anchored off Yemen, and it's likely to sink or explode. Is that the one that was listing? There was a tanker somewhere that was listing. Yeah, it was on its side. What caused that? Wind, weather, I don't know. We've got these tornadoes in the United States. Remember that town? It looks a little bit devastated. It's horrible. Daniel says penis. What's penis? What? Someone's flying a drone above my house. It makes me nervous. Oh, I've got drones. Well, you can't see it's in a little case, but yeah, I fly drones. I used to have big old drones, and now I've got little tiny ones. Main one used a little Parrot and Naffy. It's a French drone. It's really good. Really good look camera as well. I used to have all DJI stuff, but it's too big and conspicuous. Or the Phantom 4. The Phantom 3 Professional and the Phantom 4 Professional. But brilliant. Oh, pins! Oh, okay. Pins. If it is not an opera, please do not. I know it's not an opera, it's a musical. Don't compare them. Don't go there. Listen to a decent opera, for example. Begin with The Barber of Seville. Okay, I'll do that. Is that a challenge? Me to survive an opera? Barber of Seville. Research material. There's a challenge for Brexit and Tories. On my list. I better write this opera so I forget. My memory's a sieve these days, it really is. I feel like so much rubbish. I can't. There's not enough room for everything. That's what it feels like, anyway. More cash chasing the same limited. More cash chasing the same limited supply. We need more bills, especially with local authority co-ownership. Yeah. But where are we going to build them? I was just speaking to mother-in-law earlier today, and that although they're not on the right, they said, houses are going up everywhere. In Norfolk they are, because house prices have been increasing quite rapidly in Norfolk. You know what it's like when you get a cheapish area, then all of a sudden people realise it isn't that far now, especially got the new rail line. We've got a constant, continuous line now from Norwich to Stansted and what have you, and to London. And it's, commuters are fine. Yeah, think, it's cheaper buying a house than we'll commute once a week or whatever they do. So a lot of property house prices in Norfolk and Sallows, for instance, where I'm from in Norfolk, then they're Wroxham, and they're gone through the roof. As a result, there's a lot of money in building houses there. Now, if you're going to build property, you're going to build it, aren't you, where you're going to make the most money. And if you already bought the land, already got the land, because that's what they do. They got these housing companies like, Wilcon Homes or the Wimpy type places, they sit on this land for decades, literally decades. I've worked on sites now where you've got a little roundabout and you've got all the little roads come off the roundabout, and there'll be like 2 extra bits come off the roundabout, just little dead ends on, pointing basically to another piece of land that they own, but they can't get planning on it yet, but they will. But they know it's school. That's why they're constantly lobbying governments to get the planning through. what they do. And then they make all these promises, like they did near us in Rakif. For years and years and years, they were trying to get planning on there, but they got planning in the end in Rakif, and then they'd build a school. But the school didn't come until like 12 years after the site was built. 12 years. A lot of campaign, and the schools, neighbouring villages, such as Salos, were basically taking all the children from Rakif. The school wasn't big enough for Rakif. It was a tiny little school in Rakif. So, it's just a mess, really, and it's greed. It's all about the money, honey. As far as they're concerned. Bloody Vikings, says Steve. What Vikings? Vikings? Dave Blase. Even mate, hope you're well. Score, who do I blame for this? Look, I know you don't like the new advisor, but I'm not blaming him. Don't care if he's just a horse. What? Just think about Anne Widdecombe. Oh, that's a response to Seafolk. What's Seafolk say? Something about Anne Widdecombe. Great. Now I have a spam sketch running in my head. Spam with everything. Oh, dear. Sorry, says just saying. So what's just saying, say? Oh, good night, Orc. I've got Daily Blase here. Hope you're well, my friend. I like the Queen of Spades, says Ginger's Drafts. Is that an opera? I don't know. Housing is going the way of farming. Big money drives out the little guy. Yes. That's a good point, actually. A lot of the smaller developers are really might you build like 2, 3, maybe 4 houses a year. I know one of my friends has given up. Actually, 2 actually. I'm thinking about that. 2 of them in the last few years. I can't get stuff. A prefab sprout. If you think post-war, of all the prefabs that went up, like the old Archon houses, and the area houses, and mother-in-law actually bought one, an ex-council property. That was she bought privately. It had already been sold off, and I think she paid not a lot of money for it. It was about 20,000 or something for this house, and it was iron construction and it had like concrete slabs that hooked over the iron sort of thing. It's just but it's a solid house actually. And those properties, well, that one's still there. And they didn't get rid of a lot of those until mid to late 90s, early 2000s. So it's, yeah. But, it's kind of what we need now. We need to reinvent, not to see the wheel, but we need to reinvent the house. And, if you're going to build houses out of brick, you need to build houses. They've got to be permanent. I mean, they've literally got to last forever. Like these old properties, this whole place, but there's so much mass in this house. I mean, like mass as in the sense that the walls are thick, because it's an old stone building. The walls are thick, and all the roof members are like, tree trunks. And it's really, really heavy. So there's a lot of mass. Well, obviously, that makes the house very expensive, because you obviously got to get the materials, but also you've got to move them. And obviously, you've got to build them as well, which are heavy. We've got to rethink things. We've got to get this idea out of our heads that a house has to be made out of brick, And we're still like that in the UK. We need to see many countries aren't they? A lot of timber construction. And although some are criticising the use of timber, but it's a renewable material, regenerative. And no, concrete does not grow. No matter what Mike Graham of Talk Radio might say. No, it doesn't. So it's just... we got to rethink things. We need to have a way of building quicker, but also think not necessarily if it's a regenerative material that can be recycled. I think that's how we need to be thinking. These high mass houses, and also, not be funny, brick houses aren't actually that strong. As soon as you get an earthquake, they fall down. Whereas if you're a timber house, you build them on what you call a raft foundation or pilings or something like that. Well, the house doesn't necessarily, if your ground shakes, the house doesn't necessarily fall down. No, because it sits on a raft. So if the ground moves as well, it's just like it moves wherever the raft moves. I say raft as in not floating raft, as in a concrete raft. That is a raft foundation. It's basically a steel reinforced concrete pad which is heavier on the edges, and it just stays there. Or then you obviously got piling, which means you either need to do concrete pilings if they're shallow, we drill holes and put tubes in and fill them with concrete, or you do or you drive piles, so you actually got a big weight that's been thumped on the top of them.
So you have accepted the truth.
Oh, just about it. You're most kind. What do you say? So yeah, there's but we can grow concrete, can't we? No, we can't. I told you that. No matter what Mike Graham says, you can't grow concrete. If no one's seen that clip, you need to see it. Mike Graham had an environmentalist. I think it was a joiner. I can't remember the joiner. Anyway, he works with wood, and Mike Graham was criticising him because he said, "Well, you chop down trees. How's that environment? How do you chop down trees?" And this chap, he said, "Well, trees are regenerative. Well, they regenerate. It's regenerative." And he says, you know, and then he says, "Well, concrete doesn't grow." He says, "You can't grow concrete." I said, "You can't grow concrete, you know." Mike Graham, he says, "Yes, you can." Obviously, he's been criticised quite a bit for that ever since. No one's going to forget that one. No, you can't grow it. Just for the record, you can't grow concrete. No. Unless it's got like concrete cancer and all the iron rods are all rotting inside the concrete and then effectively ends up blowing the surface off. I suppose then it's some sort of growth. Yeah. Rotten concrete. A bit like what's going on in Italy because the mafia decided to pocket a lot of the money for basically they didn't put enough cement in the concrete effectively. And they didn't do. It's what got me. When a lot of the concrete infrastructure was put in, in Italy at the similar time to as France, and the French concrete is all pristine and solid looking. I mean, it still looks like concrete. And you go over the border, go into Italy, and it's like, oh my god, what's going on here? And half of them and barriers on the side of the road, such as I don't know, like for instance, if you go between Switzerland and not Switzerland. Where was it again? Where would it come through? Does it go? Montdeur, between France and Italy. And you better come out on the other side, and the road's in a hell of a state. You know, if you're on a motorbike, you soon know. You know, it's broken, crumbling stuff everywhere. Anyway, as you know, that bridge collapsed into in Italy. And plus, I mentioned this before, where me and Mrs. Whitford walks and that, and you end up underneath these underpasses and stuff, and the state of the concrete is just scary. Having all these lorries come over the top, and the concrete's got all the ironwork all exposed, all rotted, all blown the surface of the concrete off. And there's still lorries with woof, woof, woof. Flipping now. I've got a tall car, I've got to drive over there in a minute. We'll get back onto the old toll road. Another thing about Italy is, when you go over Italy, they have these speeding cameras. I say Italy and France are terrible speeding cameras. They're everywhere. Look at speeding cameras. And Italy, they have these ones that look like little, oh crikey, like little minions. They look like plastic barrels. You wouldn't know they're speed cameras until you see it flash. They're like little plastic barrels, bright yellow. No, or they orange. I can't remember now. Orange. Anyway, they're these plastic barrels with cameras in them. Yeah, I got clocked to pay a fine. And it's also pay a fine in Switzerland as well. I know, speed demon. I know. 3 hours, 8 minutes, say they called it. 3 hours, 8 minutes? Oh, it's time. I'm absolutely shattered as well. If the Russians carry on, they might have to send in the T-34s. Oh, what the planes? What about those new drones? Those Banshee drones. Send them in. Oh, they ain't got no arms on them, have they? They're like a training drone. No idea you can, I don't know, maybe do combat with them or something. But they're quite slow. They only fly about 400 miles an hour. So it's not combat with that, will you? Don't even know if the other planes can go that slow. Oh. I think the T-34's got that slow. Look at engine it says. What's the engine say? Oh yeah, I know. It's a bit scary, number 3. No, you can't sleep. We've got to constantly worry about it. Actually, concrete grows in strength over up 50 years, I reckon. Up 50 years is its peak strength, and then after that it's deteriorating. If you've done all your slump tests and your tensile tests and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's a bit like Brexit, really. And we've got about 47 years to go, though, haven't we? That's something like that. You can just see Jacob Rees-Mogg, though. He knows. Yeah, I think... Do you think he knows? I think so. There you go.
But we're about to deliver include the Brexit Freedoms Bill.
Yeah,
the Brexit Freedoms Bill is a fantastic piece of legislation, defining constitutional piece of legislation that will remove the dead hand of EU laws from our statute book finally. There are over 2,400 EU laws that will be amended or repealed.
Good old days. When everybody had rickets. Lovely. Smashing rocks and all that, yeah. I played with, and Casper Northern says, I played We Happy Foo again the other day. Mark's used a clip of a police from it in a video last week. Oh, crikey. I know. Well, he got the glass in his eyeballs. Yeah, that's it. Like. Oh, well spotted. Yeah, well spotted. A couple of days ago, I saw a column of about 20 Russian tanks being pulverised. Do you know what the thing with those Russian tanks is? I don't know if you've seen them. I quite often see them with the turrets actually blown off and upside down. But they keep like the munitions are like kept all in the bottom of the turret, all the way around like a perimeter, like a ring, all the way around the perimeter of the turret. So they only got to get there in the right place. You got to shoot it in the right place, and the whole turret just blows off. It's like all these munitions all around, just the right place, and just terrible design. It's ridiculous. What? Did the German tanks get in there? Oh, well, they're training up the pilots, aren't we, in the UK? Training up pilots, but not promised anything regarding planes. It's going to happen, though. Didn't Boris Johnson say we could put boots on the ground? Isn't that what he said? Something like that. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? See, folks, so that's correct. Oh, was that right? Okay, cool. I got that one right. Phew. I can't remember where I saw that. Where did I see that? Oh, the video clip I was watching somewhere. Anyway, it's an ammo rack. Oh, it's the ammo rack, is it? Around that blows up. Interesting. It's a bit mad, though, isn't it? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would you put it there? I suppose you've got to put it somewhere, mind, but crikey. Can you imagine being one of them things? I stink. People fart, you know? See, if that was a fun movie. Oh, I'll tell you what we do need, though. Is a hover tank. Has anyone seen that movie? They fire the cannon and it goes backwards. Bit of recoil on that, there is. Yeah. I'll tell you something, though. The idea that anyone is ever going to invade the United States is for the birds. It's never going to happen. No. If anyone tries to invade the United States, they've all got guns, you see. Everyone's armed. You don't stand open hell invading the United States, especially if you know, on the ground, it is. Unless you want to do something a bit more vicious, like, you know, nuclear. A couple of days ago, I saw a column of about 20 Russian tanks. Let's go down again. Down. Oh, they're good old bin. I don't know if anyone's saying that. I shared it on Twitter, actually. I think it was after I saw it on your show, actually. Or was it, I think, was it on your show? Yeah, it was. I think I saw it on the show. I actually tweeted it before Reagan did. So, anyway, yeah, it's a tank, and it looks like, if anyone knows Bin Face, yeah, he's a politician, you know. Well, he wants to be. He's a candidate of the Bin Face party, or I don't know what sort of party it is, but he's Bin Face. Anyway, there's a tank, he's fitting. It's like you had a bin on the top, and there's a Russian tank. It looks like they're actually just getting whatever they can and slapping them together. But what gets me is if Russia wanted to, at the moment we're worrying about what's going on the ground and low level flight. What about high level? Is anyone talking about this? Because if Russia wanted to, they could fly high level and drop shit on Ukraine. It'd be a rather frightening concept. That was oh god, I'm really tired now. the military guy anyway is talking about it. I think it was on Sky, actually. I think it was on Sky, yeah. I know, I do watch Sky sometimes. I don't know, what news do you watch these days? Other than Channel 4? You got the BBC is, well, I thought they were in the hands of the Tories, but the Tories don't want them either. They've been exiled, so they've been controlled by by a Tory stooge. Strange. We live in strange times, that we do. By the way, the Leopards were designed precisely to deal with the harsh climates and ground, and saw one riding like a sports car in the middle of a muddy field. Yeah, how many of them they send over in the end, the Leopard tanks? It's they're pretty formidable things. They're not like old-fashioned tanks, are they? I mean, they're quite technical things now. Do they cut them back? Because what if they get in the hands of the wrong people? That's such the Russians. They can, I suppose, if they want to, they could. Probably bought it for themselves. France 14. 14 what? Hello, whatever. Hope you well. France 14. Oh, France 24. Oh, okay. DW News. France 24. Good point. Yeah. Oh, I like DW News. It's good. And France 24, we do watch it because they do that in English as well. English. So it's quite good, France 24. The problem with a lot of the news, though, is it's a lot of it's repeated. You get it on Sky as well. A lot of it's just repeated all day long. You know, and it's yeah. Obviously, I listen to LBC Radio quite a bit, although I haven't done. I did briefly today. I was listening to Sanjita Meister earlier. Oh, she's okay, but I suppose she's a bit middle ground. The US has a bloody really 120.5 firearms per 100 residents in the United States. Yeah. You're not going to invade there, are you? Everyone would just go to the ground, wouldn't they? With their guns. Pop out of like little, be like, I don't know, it's like a whack-a-mole. The mole always wins. Or like Caddyshack. Do you remember that film? Okay, so Leopards follow the Blitzkrieg doctrine, advance quickly, and with superior firepower. They do a lot of damage to the Russian lines if properly used. So what about the actual support, though? You're going to need huge support crews. Well, that was one of the arguments, wasn't it? The Americans not using their tanks. Because one thing, they operate on a different field, the aviation field or something like that. Which seems like a silly idea to me. Can't they be electric? And so they need like a massive support. It's like a lot of these things, isn't it? You know. Did anyone answer? Am I still in sync? Lee, are you there, Lee? Am I in sync, or do I need to go to 950? Sean Nilbab. Oh, what Sean Nilbab says. France 24 has a fact-checked section, surprising better than you'd think. What, real fact checks? I'll be honest, I do like that channel. But they do repeat a lot during the day. They do a show, then all of a sudden you have like an intermission, like an overview, or it might be like they go from country to country regarding the weather or something silly. But yeah, like reruns. Oh, have you seen that? I did see it again. In sync, like Justin Timberlake. Okay, thank you. I don't know how to take that. I'll be time out next, or was it out time? Was it Justin Timberlake in that film? Oh, you're not going to sync. Cheers, Casper. Nice one. Thank you. I'm on a different camera. I can probably... Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll show you. I've gone to that one. See, that one's much sharper. It's a nice camera, but it's having sync issues. I'm on that one at the minute, which is the little Logitech Stream Cam, which they're good. They're good. I don't think they're quite as good camera, but this one, as in the one you're looking at the moment, it's having sync issues. Hello. It's not too bad at the minute, but I was having problems last week, wasn't I, and the week before. If I turn it off, maybe soften that as a breather, can't it? Oh no. Anyway, I'm going to click off in a minute because I've been streaming for quite a while. If you wonder what this is, my lens hood. Literally a piece of case, as that's a glasses case with cheap old like ready specs coming. And I cut it in half, and that's like Velcro, like soft Velcro. And I put the Velcro on there, so I can just put it on there. And the reason for that is well, I'll show you why. It's because of that and the light that's behind you. So you know, see, I did try. I don't want to look. I don't want to look like Phil Morehouse, do I? You know, you'll think you have to think I'm dead or something, you know, or grey. Don't be all grey. Poor Phil. Oh dear. And I will be doing some podcasts soon. And I had an experiment with a podcast where I literally just to see how you do it, because you can do it in two ways. You can obviously upload a podcast like you would do normally, but you basically upload it as a podcast. Or you can create a podcast using existing videos. So I thought I'd just experiment, just check through shorts over. And the podcast has literally done about 20,000 views. I forgot all about it. I did it about a week ago, just to see how you went to do it. So I might experiment with that. See, with the podcast, it puts you into different places, not just on the YouTube stream. It puts you into YouTube Music and potentially on Spotify and things like that as well. So I'll have to look into it. I need to learn a bit about it because podcasts are. I had some advice from you guys last week about podcasts. Yeah, Phil the monarchist, he is. I remember being on that. Was it a Sunday roast? About last year sometime with Phil. Oh, God's sake. He was trying to justify the costs. Oh, it's only 3 buildings, only 3 houses. Security for a start. You know, they're complaining over paying 5 million for and 5 million for Harry's and Meghan's security. So they took that away from him, didn't they? You can imagine what it is for something Prince Charles and his sausage fingers. Yeah. And then Queen Consort, apparently, if King Charles III, if he pegs it, yeah, one day, if he pegs it, she becomes Camilla's no longer Queen Consort, she's going to be the Queen. Apparently. I read that somewhere. Oh, awful people. Lee Corn says an officer was stood over them, pointing a gun to what? No, I just got up. I think. I'm here because of the Sunday roast. That's where I first. That's a good point. I can remember that. See, that's because that was that Sunday roast, wasn't it? I remember that. And I was doing a live stream and I was walking the dogs down a place we call the Voir Vert, which is basically a railway line, which is now a path. And I can remember you for the first time in my live stream. I was just chatting and talking into the camera. I don't think the image was very good because of the quality. I was using the old camera at the time. Yeah, remember? Quite, you stuck with us, you madman. Crazy people. Joe Marius says, Phil the cast plus Phil the monarchist. Whatever. 2 monitors. What 2 monitors? Are you talking about my monitors? Oh, I've got 7 monitors. The problem. How do I explain this? The reason why I have lots of monitors. I know Lee knows why. So if I can, I'll sit back on that camera over there. Look, you can see. Oh, I have to move that back a bit. Microphone over there. Something else I need to sort out. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, come on. Oh, don't go away then. If I bring up that. I don't know if you can see it in the background. This is why I have this crazy monitor. It allows me to, this video here, this actually isn't a proper edit, so it's literally the Led by Donkeys video, for which I've just put into my little format. And this is the one for of Kwasi Kwarteng. So what you get is basically like, think of layers. So the top bit is my frame, and then below that's whatever's behind the frame, and then the Kwasi Kwarteng. So the reason why this one is good is because it's long. It's good for editing videos. It's long, and that's my drawing pad, which is also doubles up as a monitor as well. That's also a monitor, but it's a drawing pad. I did have another monitor up there actually, but that broke very annoyingly. And then obviously got the one over here and the one over there as well. So we've got two systems. There's two systems here. I just use this one for doing my videos and and live streaming just on here. And this one I do my editing on. Because this one gets a lot of crap on it. Because you just constantly downloading stuff like little clips or bits, images and stuff like that, or drawing stuff to put on there. So anyway, that's that. Oh no, that's the chat. Do that. Back up again. Oh, there you go. I equate the monarchy with Nazism. That's a big extreme. Oh, Germans. Both say that some people are superior to others because of their blood. Say what? Bollocks. Absolute bollocks, says. Judge people about who they are, not what they are. That's what I say. So there's so many times now because I don't think it sinks in, but for a lot of people. But here you go. Lee Corn says, "Swing your mic back." What? Why? It's here. There we are. Is it better now? A bit closer. Love me tender. No? Okay, I'll shut up now. Never mind. Swing your mic back. Okay, there you go. Aha. Sale is great. Are you talking Lexi Sale? I subscribe to Phil because he does not tolerate any opinion other than his own, and he's not. And he got mad at me. What? Because I proved him wrong. Really? Blimey. Okay. I do have some crazy people, obviously. Yeah, in the chat sometimes. Not chatting in the not supposed to chat, but in the comments. And I have to admit that last video, that one I put up yesterday, the Led by Donkeys one, the one I showed you earlier, I haven't been able to keep up the comments on that. That one video has brought me over 900 subscribers on one video. 900 subscribers. The only problem is though, when they watch all my other videos, they're all going to click off. When they realise what I'm about. Because that isn't even my video, it's Led by Donkeys video. I know I have obviously linked to them and stuff like that. Just share the message really. And I do actually I say Led by Donkeys at the beginning. So I'm not just stealing it. But I didn't actually think it was actually going to do that well. They just went loopy. For my little channel. I don't know what's done. Was it done? I can have a look, I suppose. It's the easiest way. Led by Donkeys has done. Go into analytics. That has done 90,800 views so far. And it is 882 subscribers. We're going to lose most of them. I get all depressed then. I watch my subscribers all disappear. So, yeah. Check that says, Lee Corn, sheep once stayed in an Irish army range. An officer kicked a soldier in the foot and said, "Shoo that sheep." Oh. A shot fired out and the sheep dropped. And the officer went berserk. But everyone told him they heard him say, "Shoot that sheep." Oh, God, really? Not shoot the sheep. Off with you, off with you. Not bad. Not bad mouthing, people. All I say is that it was like a tantrum, and I can't stand it. No, fair point. I haven't watched the Sunday Roast video today because Phil's on. Oh, that's Lee. the problem with Phil is he takes over. So whoever's on there with them, I don't know if they got a fair crack of the whip, because Phil just went blah 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 and he's constant. He doesn't know when to shut up or give. I think when you have a debate, the whole point of a debate is you have two people speaking and two people have a point of view, and you can argue the hell out of it if you want, whatever your point of view is. But when you got one person just constantly just won't give you any airspace whatsoever, and you've got to like fight to get your way. Well, I'm the sort of person I'm not interested. I'll carry on doing what I'm doing. And what's up, Wally? What do you want? Do a treat? Or do a wee wee? You said a drink, didn't you? You got a wet face. You said a drink. So I think I'm gonna have to click off. But I'm gonna get that video up in a minute as well. No, I'll leave you with that one. Truth to power sounds better. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. If you're talking about truth to power as in the channel, I have to admit he's quite polished, isn't he? Regarding his stuff, so it's quite good. I think Phil's address to the Scots to mind their manners and accept their What? When did he say that? Sean in the Bud. When did Phil say that? Because that's terrible. It's one way of getting rid of your base. Not your base. I mean, you've got to be relatively neutral, haven't you? Unless it's Tories. I think what you got to do is you just got to be honest all the while. And if you're honest and don't lie, well then, if the shoe was on the other foot and the Tories were decent, which they're not, I'd be talking about them. But they're not. No. Talking positively, with a warm, warm glow. I'm just gonna let my dog have a wee. Up. Done? Oh, it's been annoying. Bang on the door. Sorry that. He's being annoying. He won't come back in. I'll just sit there. He'll be scratching and whining at the door in a minute. Let me in. Oh. It's very strange. Everything's done. I just saw myself turn up like a ghost. Labour's full Labour and follows their unionist dogma. Ooh. Yeah, I can't be doing with it. I really can't be doing with it. It's not for me. I don't mind people. Everyone should have a point of view, obviously, but you've got to be open to other people's point of view, haven't you? Let's be honest. It's just silly otherwise. Yeah. No, Cathal. Take care. Thanks for joining us today. Soir Alba. Oh, baby. And adios. I didn't find it that way, Sir Larry the Cat. I thought that everyone spoke a reasonable amount this time. Oh, did it? Okay, that makes a change. Maybe Max has said something. I don't. It was Max. Obviously, Max was there, wasn't it? And Alex from Political X. I imagine. Means it's their show. Right, I'm scrolling down. Mad Monk, agree with you. We should have a say on our future. Mad Monk, God knows what's going on in Scotland. We need Sturgeon back. At least she kind of held it all together. And when you consider what her and her husband's been criticised for at the moment, it's nothing compared to what these Tories get away with every single blooming day. It's unbelievable, really. Anyway, I'm going to make a move, but I'm going to leave you with a video clip. That's the wrong mouse. Silly. Get the right mouse, Marcus. I'm trying to move the wrong computer. Right, so I'm going to leave you with a video because I'm absolutely shattered. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. That's most kind of you. Do you know what I might do? I know why I'm really tired. I've lost an hour's sleep. I already don't get enough sleep. It's BST, isn't it? Yeah, something to do with cows and stuff. Let me dog in. Come on, you. You're in, are you? What do you want? Your treat. There you go. Right, anyway, we're going to do our... Come up. Where you going? No? What about... Steal you. You can sit here with me. Oh my God, it's all wet. Okay. That's me Wally. Well, no, where have I done by that video? You're wiggly. Stop wiggling. Where are you going? You gotta get comfy. No? What are you sniffing for? What can you smell? You smell the streets. You know where they are, don't you? You're over there. You have to wait. Alright? In a minute. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, lovely. Most kind. Most kind. Anyway, we're going to leave you with... If I can find it. Oh, the Kwasi Kwarteng. Oh! Ow! That was causing as he jumped off. So I'm going to leave you with the Kwasi Kwarteng. So we'll say night-night to everybody. And while it's playing, I'll check the chat out as well. So, here it comes. I imagine it's going to be another one soon, too.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
Great to see you.
Just over 6 months ago, Kwasi Kwarteng was Chancellor, launching a mini-budget that would send the economy into a tailspin and see mortgage rates shoot up.
But I'm not going to cut the additional rate of tax today, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to abolish it altogether.
Mr. Kwarteng was sacked in October, but remains a prominent Conservative MP. Now he's about to have a job interview with Soo-yeon Lee, Vice President of External Affairs at the South Korean firm Hancock Consulting, for a position on the company's International Advisory Board.
Because I'm in my secretary's office now, I just had a problem linking in with my computer, but we're okay, we're good to go now.
Okay, that's good to hear. I mean, how are you today, sir?
I'm very well. I'm sitting in my office in Parliament, reading some very interesting information about not only geopolitics.
Geopolitics? It's an interesting...
Ukraine and Russia and all that. And also the energy crisis.
What Mr. Kwarteng doesn't know is that Hancock Consulting doesn't actually exist. It has no clients, no money and no staff. And Soo-yeon Lee is an undercover reporter.
I'm Anthony Barnett and I've been an investigative journalist for more than 20 years, and Led by Donkeys approached me to help them conduct an experiment. Would serving MPs still find time to take on another job furthering the interests of a foreign company during the cost of living crisis? We wanted to know how much time the MPs would be prepared to make available to that company and how much they'd ask to be paid.
It's not against parliamentary rules for an MP to take a second job or a third or a fourth job, nor is it against the rules for them to work for a foreign company, and there are no limits on what they can earn and how much time they can spend. And maybe that's the problem. Certainly, a clear majority of the public think it's wrong for serving MPs to also work for a private company.
We've been trying to build up this board who has both politics and also business background as well, because we need to know where the wind is blowing. We need an expert who knows more about the policy regulations into the sectors that we've been investing in.
Mr. Kwarteng tells us why he thinks he's the right man for the job.
But I'm very pleased to talk to you. I mean, I've been a business and energy minister for 3 years. I was treasurer, chancellor. I've got a lot of experience.
Yes.
In the UK. But also I was talking as energy minister to an international field, as you'll appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to my American counterparts, my German counterparts, my French and Italian, G7. And so I can tell you exactly where I think things are in Europe.
Mr. Kwarteng suggests the Tory whips will allow him to attend board meetings for our foreign company.
So first I will need to, I know in my email I've mentioned that there will be 6 board meetings throughout the year. 1 in South Korea and 5 in Europe, and just wanted to make sure that your availability as member of parliament? Do you think that's something?
I could do that. I'm very flexible.
Okay, that's good to hear. I mean, it's just that we weren't really sure of the British political processes, so we wanted to make sure.
I'm a senior politician, got a majority of 70. I can work. We have whips. I'm sure you do in Korea, but I can work with them to make sure that as long as the meetings don't move like a whole week, I'm sure I can make that work.
That sounds promising to us. Thank you. And also, we might ask also one-off meetings depending on the urgency, like the pressing issues that we need to discuss or decide at hand. Sure. So will you be available for those as well?
I should be, but obviously they're whole meetings. In all seriousness, I think you seem extremely professional. And I would be very interested to see what you have to offer in this regard. Okay.
I mean, regards to one-off meetings, it will mostly be over a call, Zoom call, virtually. So
Zoom, I can do a Zoom call at a minute's notice.
Okay.
Mr. Kwarteng then explains why he's uniquely qualified for the role.
I've had a broad experience of business and finance, also international, given my cabinet level experience, the fact that I was Energy Secretary during the Ukraine crisis, during the energy crisis. And I also, briefly as Chancellor, I looked at the challenges of public finance. So I would say, my generation in the UK, there are very few people who've had the breadth of experience that had across business and politics at the highest level. There are probably 2 or 3 people. And none of them that I can think of had anything like the energy experience I've had. I was an energy minister for 3 years as a junior minister and also as the cabinet minister.
Yes.
So I've had just to sell myself, I've had a really broad experience of energy, of public finance, and also in the corporate sector when I was younger, that I think I can contribute to any board discussions in a helpful way.
I mean, given your expertise and your experience, you're only one of the few that really has those business and political backgrounds that really...
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
Business and political background that really understands the sectors that we've been investing into. We are really willing to pay the right level for the right person. So we would like to talk about arrangements of fees. I mean, do you have a daily rate?
Yeah, I mean, a yearly rate.
Yes.
I mean... I would say, as an MP, obviously I don't need to earn a king's ransom, but I would do anything less than for about $10,000 a month.
Dollars or pounds?
Well, pounds sterling.
Sterling's okay. 10,000 pounds a month.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds.
What sort of ballpark are you looking at?
Actually, we were looking into, I mean, this is just a number that's in front of me. I put it down in my memo, so I'm just looking into it. So actually, we were looking into 8,000 to 12,000 pounds a day.
Yeah, okay. How many days a month is that?
I mean, we have 6 board meetings, but it's just that.
Okay.
There will be more days back and forth. So
yeah, we're not a million miles off. Yeah, okay. I mean, 8 to 10,000 a day. That's fine. But I'm thinking if there are 12 days that I do a year, that's 12. That's the numbers we can work. We can work with the numbers. But yeah, 8 to
we would definitely will be willing to pay the top of the range. So.
Okay. Well, it's particularly if I'm going to Korea, I'd like to be compensated for that.
Yes, definitely. We will arrange all the compensations and all that. So
yeah, I mean, I'm 10,000 a day, and I'd invoice it each day. I wouldn't expect a regular retainer, but we could do it that way as well.
So 10,000 pounds a day.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
We mentioned that we'll soon be in Britain.
And also, regards to setting up the meeting, I mean, we're basically trying to meet the right person for the right occasion. Yeah. So is this also help us with?
Yeah, I could help you a bit. I mean, obviously, we'd have to have a relationship, but you seem like a really intelligent, pleasant, and easy to deal person.
Later, talk turns to Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson is the best campaigner you will ever see.
Wow, I mean, we're hoping to meet him someday, maybe.
I'm sure you will. I mean, let's talk. I'm sure we could try and arrange that.
Oh, sounds good. I mean, I'll let him.
I'm not pressing it, but he's someone I know. He's a great guy.
Okay.
And then we begin to wrap up the job interview.
So I've got a very international perspective, I would suggest, given my energy experience and also given my own family background. And I think it would really fit. I mean, the more I speak to you, I think it would be really good for us to pursue this kind of relationship.
So, so far in our conversation, I believe that this position itself is something that you're interested in.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Okay, so
I think I do a good job at it. I think
yes.
in terms of my interests, I think I'd be very well placed to help advise you.
We said our goodbyes and told the former Chancellor we would be in touch shortly. During the entire conversation with Mr Kwarteng, he never once mentioned his constituency duties. We asked Mr Kwarteng for a statement, but at the time of publication, we had not yet received one.